I done lost all of my love and my sanity. Vanity told me I'm too hard to handle. Dismantle when the opposition quit playing me. Brothers hella lame, how they get their name? Israelites lacking integrity. Politics made it to Israel, but it's not spiritual. Why can't I let them get next to me? Chef in the kitchen, he cooking, he cooking, he cooking. These niggas trying to steal a recipe. Look at my weaponry, that is my specialty. Lion of Zion, a Judah full pedigree. Repping my legacy. If I got a body rappers, then Mac, he gon' be the accessory. Judah the gang, and I'm repping it heavily. Vocals the same, but I got a new melody. I'm from the bottom of Rebel to Grepper Street. Haters, they hate me, they really be repping me. Yeah, they really be repping me. I went to war for some brothers who never had love and they heart of respect for me. Gates told me go where they celebrated, they don't just tolerate your gifts. Christ told me shake the dust off your feet and take your peace with you when you dip. Made it out of a city where plenty crashed. We never had nothing, we needed cash. Feds gave us Aguilera, we didn't know better. We turned it to Lenny Crab. Should've got yards running from my past, but the Lord made a way when he threw the flag. Beat the case, but I blew the bag. Did it bare face, we don't do the mask. Not Protestant, Jesuit, Lutheran, nah, we don't do the mass. I just be watching they movement and how they maneuvering, slithering through the grass. Who gon' pity for the snake charm? Put them in the bag, shake the snake on them. It's never about who your haters, it's always about how much money you making on them. Put your riches in the most high, that's the best flip for the best price. Cash in where your house shy, I'ma die once, I'ma live twice. Bars mean, but my flow nice. Rep 12, not the pole lights. Chef, he the light of the world, I'm trying to keep all of my babies from pole light.
You die once, but you live twice. Please don't get left, you'll have no rights. Me and Chef steam like ball rice. This be getting 8 like 4 twice. I European, get your soul right. They don't hear me though, like no mic. How they supposed to know, like no advice? Children of the light, like no night.
Got me feeling like Ricky Bobby up in Talladega. I'm on the road, feel like I'm on fire. Holding it down till I see the Messiah. Dripping in gold, you see the attire. Dripping in gold, you see the attire. I say it twice for those I inspire. Make it a third for all of the liars.
Please do not treat this like entertainment, man, I pray you don't. This a cry for your soul. Renew your thinking and rearrange it, man, I pray you do. Cause the kingdom's a goal. They're really tricking for little payments, making money moves, but you losing your soul. How y'all be thinking, be aggravating? I'm not spelling that like I'm losing my nose. We gotta represent, children is watching. We see with the ruach, the spirit is watching. Me and Chef at the back, we did the way that we flipping this heat, man, it feel like hibachi. Killing these demons with pain is my doctrine. I'm bobbing and weaving, it feel like I'm boxing. I want the kingdom of heaven, the mysteries that are spoken of in 2nd Colossians.
Yeah. Die once, live twice. Yeah.
Oh man. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Y'all know what the time it is. Y'all tuned in to the Scoring Black Man podcast. And we at episode today 28 of the Scoring Black Man podcast series, sponsored by the Scoring Black Man podcast. Episode 28. I don't need you, Nukka. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. Shalom to the brother K. Judah and the Clean 'em Up crew out there. Shalom to the sister, praising my way. You know what I'm saying? Shalom to everybody out there, the brothers and sisters from the streets to the camps to the congregations to everywhere. Shalom, brother Daniel. How you doing, man?
Hey, shalom, brother. How you doing this whole Saturday today, man? I'm good.
Man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, man. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, man. We're going to start off with a quick video or two, man. Let me share my screen. We're going to get at it.
Hey, while you're doing that, let me put my shameless plug in. Make sure y'all go over to Fire Talk Radio podcast, like, share, and subscribe. Trying to build that channel up. You know, we're putting together the conglomerate over here under the Scoring Black Man podcast, man. So we're trying to bring edifying news, information, and all the like to the masses worldwide. So definitely go over and subscribe. We'll say big shout outs to everybody that's in the chat. K. Judah, Star, FOPE. All the brothers and sisters on this happy Sabbath day that may be tuning in. Social media. Let's see what they got to say.
start this OnlyFans page. I'm gonna make these decisions to get that. I'm gonna start this OnlyFans page. I'm gonna show some skin. I'm gonna make twerk videos. I'm gonna go work in sections because that is gonna give me what I feel like would bring me happiness. That impressionability, man, is
Imagine you're a young girl who's on Instagram from 3rd grade.
oh my Lord.
And think about it. What kind of people are they going to be following? They have no defenses the way we do. Highly impressionable. They're going to be following the baddies.
Daggum Kardashians.
They're going to be following these kinds of women.
Yep.
And now that's going to begin to shape and mold and affect their mind because they're on these apps 24/7, looking at these girls, looking at their lives all the time. And now when they're 20 and dudes are hitting me up on Patreon, be like, man, why these girls out here tripping? Why these girls out here hot girl summer? I'm like, they've been having years of conditioning from youth. It's one thing, like I said, for me, not being on Instagram until I was 22 years old. And then think about it at 22, how much it affects me. But imagine at 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah, no, I can't even imagine.
You know, and
that's scary.
And so a lot of these women, the social media draw is even more powerful.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of women, the most important thing that they desire is acceptance. You know? The women really yearn for acceptance, to be appreciated, to be loved for who I am.
Yep.
And what happens in social media is it lets you know real quick. You'll be loved, but you gotta show that
thing. Turn around.
You wanna see some? What she said? You wanna see some ass?
Yes.
Well, I gotta see some cash.
You know what I mean? Keep them dollars coming, and that's gonna make me dance. That's crazy.
Make me dance.
Love that song.
I know,
love it song. But man, no, that's 100% true, man. It's 100% true. It's women would go all out their way to get that likes, those approval, that appreciation.
It's addicting.
And and that feeds them, you know, how they feel about themselves. You know, it shows. Like I said, like I told you earlier in this weekend when that girl posted that. Like, make sure y'all follow me on my OnlyFans. Come see me in my sessions, in my sections at the club. A week later, she posted, y'all don't care about me. Y'all don't mess with me. Y'all don't support me. I got 2 new followers on OnlyFans, and none of y'all came to see me in my section. Like that, literally what she feels like people care about her and support her. If you follow her OnlyFans and if you come see her to give her money at sections, and she hasn't posted since, probably just depressed. You know, it's just crazy how like that stuff matters. It means something to them, like that the support, you know, the donations, you know, all this stuff is just like, man, that is, and she's probably 20. So that's all she know. It's the hot girl summer glammed up, you know, go get this bad Birkin bag girl, you know, sections get flown out. That's all she's seen, especially if you're a black woman. You know, you already know who your celebrity idols are. So that's who you following. You see the lifestyle that they have, you want that as well. And you can see some of your peers are living that lifestyle, especially if you got 20K. It's easy, you can get that lifestyle. You know. So it's crazy where they're like, man, to get that, because I see what people are living like on Instagram. I see what they're living like on Twitter or Snapchat, whatever. I'm gonna make these decisions to get that. I'm gonna start this OnlyFans page. I'm gonna show some skin. I'm gonna make twerk videos. I'm gonna go work in sections because that is gonna give me what I feel like would bring me happiness. That impressionability, man, is.
And I thought, and I also thought about when dudes are getting mad, and like I said, not to call dudes out. I'm just thinking about how a lot of dudes are mad how women are, and it's like, man, society is literally manufacturing. Going back to my initial point about social media, subconsciously is giving you these ideas into your brain. So what's happening is that when we're like, okay, we're all the, you know, guys are like women now, we're all the good girls at. All the good girls are gone and stuff like that. What happens is that women realize that social media incentivizes Tatiana behavior.
Yes.
So what happens is guys have to realize girls start off posting nice things.
Normal
safe
pictures. Yes.
She goes on vacation occasionally. Once
a year.
You know, go on vacation. She has a nice bikini.
She has a nice body. Show it off.
Why not?
Be proud of yourself.
Takes that picture.
Woo!
Uploads it to Instagram.
Oh my God, a nice double.
All of a sudden, phone. Bzz, bzz,
and it's me knocking at the door. It's me. I'm not even gonna cap. It's up. I'm like, what?
Likes double.
Yes.
Huh. Wow. I usually get 300 likes a picture. Now that one got 900.
Yes, it did.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it did, girl.
So she's like, okay, cool.
I liked it twice.
Goes back to posting, you know, see her following count going up. Like, okay, cool. Go back to post. Maybe one day she's in the gym. She feel like, okay, my booty's getting a little big. Let me go ahead. Go ahead and show these guys what I'm
show what they missing.
When I'm working.
Yes.
Next thing you know,
yes, it's me again.
She's on the Explore. Oh my God, girl, she's on the Explore page.
Yes.
1,000 new followers.
You goddamn right.
What is gonna happen to her brain moving forward?
I'm gonna keep doing the same thing.
It's literally
it's
like
working.
It's working. It's working. It's literally like rewarding. No, not. I don't want to use that word. It's rewarding somebody every time they do something. Whatever you reward more, they do more of. Parenting 101.
Exactly.
So when you see these girls posting all these salacious pics, because the market, men and women, because we all understand that the market, men and women, because I don't want to just put it on men are the only ones liking it. Girls are liking these Tatiana pictures.
Oh yeah,
too.
no. They support.
And they're commenting, and if I'm being, and know what's a secret?
Here we go.
Do you know what's most valuable to women?
Women support.
Beautiful women validation.
Yes.
If Chris tells her she's beautiful,
To some women that would be like that.
Yes, to some women it will be. But to a lot of girls, if the really attractive girl who follows them says, you look amazing. Oh my gosh. So what happens is now they're in a cycle of having to post these provocative pictures because they know it works. And I'm going to tell you, there was a girl.
Here we go. Please show me, goddamn.
Last time I saw was at 50,000. I want you to tell me how much is she at now? Come on, I can go to her page.
I'm going to go.
And then tell me what you see on her page.
I'll let you know because, I'm a connoisseur of this. I have no problem.
I sent it to you.
Oh, I'm about to say I have no problem being impressionable.
All right.
All right. She's at 58,000 right now. Dang, she said she's 19?
Yes.
Plant-based fitness. And I see a booty cheek and a thigh there. I see 2 cheeks and a thigh there. That's a face. Oh, I see cheek, just like a back of cheek is a video. It's a reel of just her and her back, flipping her hair around, cheek moving a little bit. Okay. Then there's a side profile of her showing, the top and the bottom. And then this one is really heavily on the top, which is and then what I mean? This one's showing a great angle of the bottom. That's another angle of the bottom. That's an angle of no clothes on in that one. That's a lot.
All righty, man. Brother Don Yehuda, episode, 28. I don't need you, nigga. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. Brother Don Yehuda, man, I'm going to let you start it off today, good brother. Start it off, man.
Yeah, we at a point where social media is the parenting factor within each and every one of our households. A lot of the youth, they're tuned in and you can't control it because it's access everywhere, whether it's on their telephones, whether it's on their laptops, their tablets. They go to a friend's house, they go to school, because even in schools, they're allowed to keep their phones on them at all times. You know what I'm saying? They can tune in whenever they're in class, walking through the hallways. So they always tapped in at any point to social media. And so now you got a smorgasbord or a buffet of all type of nonsense and fuckery that's being downloaded into their brain. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing all of the images, just like the brother was talking about on the flip side of just the women. You know what I'm saying? He started it off with just talking about the women, but we know both men and women are using social media to the most detrimental factors that's causing havoc in our community. So you see right now, like women are utilizing their sexuality to profit off of it. You know what I'm saying? And they're sending out these images and these messages to the younger generation that use what you got to get what you want. You know, that was an old saying when we came up. Mama said, use what you got to get what you want, baby. You know what I'm saying? And some of the women use what they got to get what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to lay down in the bed or entice a man, because we know, according to the scriptures, a woman has a lot of influence and sway over the man. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, a lot of things come with them doing these things. This is why we see the OnlyFans popping off all crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's been sisters that's made 50, 60, 5 figures, maybe even 6 figures a month just off of, you know, OnlyFans. So this is just one aspect of social media. If I may, I'm going to bring out a scripture real quick just to show forth just on the fact of how women have an influence and how they know this and they utilize social media. It's in First Esdras chapter 4, and I'll start at 14. It says, "O ye men, it is not the great king nor the multitude of men." So let me give you the background to this. This is Zerubbabel. He was a guard for a king at the time, and him and 2 other guards had this contest, and they wanted to see who the king would agree with. So all the other 2 had gave their synopsis of who they thought, you know, was great in the earth. So Zerubbabel came being third in line with his analysis, said women is the greatest because their influence over men is greater than anything else. So he said, "O ye men, it is not the great king nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women?" So he's letting you know right there, even in scriptural times and context, that women had rulership. And this is how our sisters know, whether they directly know or just from looking at, you know, the imagery online, is that they know that their sexuality sells. Their sexuality gets them attention. You know what I'm saying? Their sexuality gives them money. So just on the flip side, and like I said, it's not just a woman thing. This is a he-she thing that's going on and running rapid through our community on social media. So yeah, man, I mean, social media is a cancer right now. You know, the thing that's supposed to be benefiting us as far as giving us information, the know-how and the DIYs on how to excel in life and better our culture and our communities, we then turned it into a smut bucket. You know?
Yeah, man. You know, shalom to the brother Zadok Israel. Let's talk knowledge and wisdom. Radio. Y'all go hit that subscribe button.
Shalom, bro.
On that, anybody want to come in? This is an open platform today. We want to talk about it. Brothers and sisters are welcome. The StreamYard link I will be periodically putting in the live chat. But yeah, you know, to be, you know, so just quite serious about this, episode 28. Once again, I don't need you, Nukka. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. And see, I always bring this up. Back in the days, you know, the white man came, you know, with his crafty counsel and got rid of all the black men and black women off these jobs, right? And basically, the black woman, and I'm gonna stick with the black women and all the urban minority women at this. And this is seep down to the white woman as well. Y'all have, you know, black women, but this is special for you. You have traded fathers in for food stamps. Now you have traded husbands and boyfriends for social media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I posted something, man, a couple of years ago, man. I said, damn, you know, y'all can't get married or have no kind of serious relationship because one like is not good enough. One like ain't good enough for you. You know what I'm saying? This shit is so real, man. You know what I'm saying? You will never find any other nations of women that will trade social media in for their men. This is how you know you in Babylon the Great, you know, or you know, we call it the Matrix as well. It's all of the above. The whore of Babylon, because I mean, damn, spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah. Man, this place is throughout the damn scriptures, and you ain't gotta even know the scriptures. You know, this place is fucking done. You know what I'm saying? Just points I wanted to make. The brother said in the video, you know, that, and this is a big problem. Like I said, women want to be validated by other women. You could have a wife or a girlfriend. She don't give a damn about how much you said she looked good about. She don't give a damn about your opinion on that. She don't want to listen to you. All her advice come from another woman. You know what I'm saying? And like, so when you see a lot of these women pictures and you see, damn, she got like 200, 300, something, 1,000 likes. Listen, man, out of 100%, I guarantee you 65% to 70% is those are women liking other women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just is what it is, you know. And this shit break up marriages, man. You know what I'm saying? It break up marriages, it break up relationships because we did a show, you know, I did shows on here, you know what I'm saying? We did a show, you know, a couple shows there, attention-seeking whores. That's what the modern American woman, this is what they have made you. You're molded into an attention-seeking whore. You know what I'm saying? And I say that respectfully and with all due respect. This is what they molding you into. They want you to give a damn all about being liked by people that you don't even know. Half of them you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? The rate of suicides from social media depression and anxiety is at an all-time high. It's at an all-time high. Why? Why would you give a damn about people you don't even damn know? But see, this is what I always say too. I be joking with my homeboys, like, man, social media make you antisocial. You don't know how to converse with people in the real world because you're so used to hide behind a damn phone and the screen. Oh shit, I can filter this and I can Photoshop that. I can put my hand on my stomach, put a pillow over my stomach, you know, blur out these blemishes, make myself look light skinned, you know. I could talk shit. Yeah, nigga, fuck you, blah, 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 blah. You a fuck nigga. Meanwhile, I'm 350 pounds looking like a goddamn sack of potatoes that just bust wide open. You know, you can do all this hiding, all this filtering, and all this shit talking behind a screen. Antisocial. Don't know how to talk to anybody in person. So social media makes you antisocial. What you think about that, brother Don Yehuda? Brother Don Yehuda.
Yeah, it does make you antisocial. You got to realize, though, you know, you made a great point about attention. It's all about acceptance. A lot of people don't have that level of acceptance that they think that they deserve or want. You know, we're living in a society where we're looking at the Joneses, right? You know, and the scriptures tell you not to be covetous or envious of evil things. You know what I'm saying? And so we're stuck in a matrix of looking at what somebody else may or may not be doing. And we know in social media, you know, a lot of people recreate themselves and they're not really living up to what they portraying to you. But we look at that and we think, oh, we want to be just like them. We want to have all the likes. We want to be, you know, whatever the case may be. And this is why a lot of people don't care about any good advice you may give them about how they conducting themselves, you know, about the things that they may be portraying, because they're in search of a Instagram like, a Facebook like, a share, a tweet. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what validates them as a person, not who they see in the mirror, not who it is that they was raised up to be, but who somebody, like you said, they don't know, have no attachment to, don't know what that person mindset is, hits the like button to say, I like you. You know, in most cases, that like button is because you're doing some fuckery online, something that's off brand, and they like that because you're feeding their lust. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to women, you know, it's the sexuality. Men going to hit the like button, women going to hit the like button because they either admire that and want to be like that, to emulate it, or that's something that they want to promote because they want to take advantage of it. On the flip side, men promote whose nuts hang the lowest. You know what I'm saying? Who the gorilla in the jungle. I got the biggest, baddest camp. I got the biggest, baddest gun. You know what I'm saying? I'm a walking, talking Mike Tyson. I'm knocking dudes out. Or I got the best game in the world. I can pull and woo any woman on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, we all out here living like a black exploitation movie. You know what I'm saying? Living these living these examples and these stereotypes that, you know, we think we are and we're not. And real quick, I want to just give a quote from Dr. Joy DeGrauve's book, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. She kind of touches on this in the part where it says fulfilling the stereotype. It says, think what white people believe the stereotypical black man to be, the stereotypical black woman to be. So what we see on social media is the stereotypes and we're living up to them. It says, think of all the things we know white people and others have been taught or socialized to believe about us. Now think about what we truly are, which is the children of Israel, God's chosen, the children of the light. That's what we truly are, but we in the dark. You know what I'm saying? So it says, what our parents and communities raised us to be. In the face of the media's onslaught, social media's onslaught, those of us without the tools to defend ourselves come to fulfill the roles the dominant culture tell us we must play. That's heavy. That's heavy because a lot of our youth, a lot of our family structures that's been destroyed don't have the tools necessary to defend themselves from the vultures and the predators that's putting these utensils out there and telling you, don't use it to benefit yourself. Use it to smut bucket yourself out there. Use it to gang bang and tell on yourself, snitch on yourself out there. Use this to sway the minds of the youth to go left instead of going right. So right now, man, we in a pivotal role where we need to start taking back our households, our families, and our communities, and really like conquering down on what the youth, because like they say, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. So we need to be starting to, you know, gravitate toward these babies out here and trying to change their perspective and what they're indulging their mindset in.
Man, what you said, son, man, it's like we still in the human zoo. You know, that what they, you know, they had niggas, they had you over here in cages and zoos and white people out there looking at you just like they do the animals right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're still inside a human zoo here. You know, we still a spectacle. You know what I'm saying? What Deuteronomy 28 say? A proverb and a byword. Oh shit, look at that old silly nigger over there. Oh, look at that old silly nigger bitch right there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't think, you know, y'all get mad at me, but hey, but these were things that are said. I wanted to touch on something, man. See, this social media addiction, it starts at a very, 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 very young age. You know, as soon as you give that boy or girl, but we talking about the women right now, soon as you get them little girls that damn phone in about third grade, I'll probably say y'all probably give it to them, you know, where they can go on in. Oh, well, see, I got an app on my child phone, and I could, yeah, some of those work good. And then some of them don't work good. The child, hey, trust me, a child technology is way more advanced than your mind technology. You know what I'm saying? The child gonna work every damn thing. You know what I'm saying? But you giving them these things at a very young age, and they're on social media. So think about a little girl. She's in third grade. What, 9 years old?
Mm-hmm.
She's watching nothing but booty clapping. Women talking, oh, you gotta be a bad bitch. I don't need a man. I don't want a man. Woo, woo, woo. Licky, licky, licky. Woo, girl, yeah, let me damn put on a strap on and bail me out. Let me get them put on a strap on and bail the black man out too. They listen and watch everything. Hell, you could just Google sexy black woman and hit images or video. It's gonna show some porn. So these kids are watching this constantly. Little girls, by the time they 18, they already, by the time they 16, they already ruined. They watching this is on that phone, social media, 9 years old, third grade, they got a damn phone, an iPhone, and all that type of shit. Or grade A Android. They're ruined by the time they turn adults. They already ruined. By the time they turn, I'm talking about legal adults. And they are already ruined. So you have to be, this is what we have to do. The book of Ecclesiastes, aka the book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly. Least she abused herself through overmuch liberty. You gave her too much damn liberty. You know what I'm saying? My mom wants you to say something to me. Boy, I give you an inch, you'll take a mile. Hell, y'all give them a mile off the top. They ain't got to take the damn mile. Because you ain't never gave them an inch. You start off giving the mile right then. Through overmuch liberty, she's going to abuse herself. Your daughter's going to be shameless. She's going to be shaking her ass, clapping. She's 18. Hey, she's 16 years old. She can't wait till she turns 18 to get on OnlyFans. She's sneaking on OnlyFans right now. They making all kind of sneaky bullshit accounts to try to get on there and make money. No real role models because she watching mama too at the same time. Mama home all day. Yeah, that nigga ain't shit. Yeah, girl. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there smiling at likes all damn day long. Let me tell you what social media leads to. Obesity. That's why a lot of these women are bad body as hell. Ain't doing nothing. I don't have time for the gym. Girl told me the other day. You know what I'm saying? You don't got time for the gym. You in your early 20s, you don't have time for the damn gym, but you got time to be on that goddamn phone, social media all damn day long. This is why black men don't want to take women on dates, because when you take them on dates, all they doing is on their damn phone all day. So then why a lot of niggas like, nah, you come to my house, we can watch some movies, eat, drink, and then, you know, they're going to probably try to bam you on out. Hell, and instead of spending $200 or $300 and she on the phone all day taking pictures of blessings, but never show the blesser. This thing to think about. Because this is what men are thinking about. I'm giving you some shit to think about right now. But social media leads to obesity, depression, and anxiety. And these are some of the leading causes of suicide from social media. You know what I'm saying? Cyberbullying. Man, what the hell is cyberbullying? Like, y'all give a damn about what's going on in La La Land. People that don't fucking know you and you don't know them. And then some of these motherfuckers, like, you might have seen once or twice, they might be in your city or something, but y'all ain't in the school together. Y'all don't owe each other nothing. Would you give too much feelings into this, man? And I'm gonna hit another video real quick, man. I just feel like sharing to the world, man. Let me share. You know what I'm saying? Talk to him while I get this thing, Brother Daniel Hood.
Fuck.
The social media explosion. Where's it going? A blog written and read by yours truly, Chris Borrett, inspired by our show, created by Alessa Villalon. This incredible surge of network communication and the attention we're all giving social media is a symptom of a very distressed state of affairs. Distressed because unless we learn to understand our bodies, ourselves, and each other, there is little hope that the coming generations will have, as a collective force, that much in common except their own angst and disappointment. As we are now, it's obvious that with a man and a woman there will always be problems. These will be problems of misunderstanding. Man and woman live in different worlds, and they operate from different states of consciousness. The woman thinks intuitively and the man thinks more with his head. He is head-orientated, therefore. On one level, it's almost inconceivable to think there will be any meeting at all. Women are more irrational compared to men in a way, but more given to coming to certain conclusions quickly and through intuition, as they have more of an intuitive feeling. We can trust that although there are differences, they are also complementary, and that a real harmony is possible for them, even with these vast differences. Man and woman need to understand themselves and each other because humans are becoming lonelier, and out of desperation, they are trying every possible way to communicate. It's literally everywhere on all the social media networks. The problem is that all their network of social media friends will be in the same boat, reaching out but not knowing how to really connect on a deep and intimate level, the level of love. There is a magnetic attraction between the opposites, and man and woman can complement each other if they want. But it's necessary for both of them to see that they are victims in a fight that has been going on for thousands of years. A fight which should have disappeared through meditation and love long ago. If each of us can't stop the fight, who will? But I'm not sure how much social media will help with this unless we first start with ourselves. Thanks for watching or listening. Please.
Through my online store alone, we've sold over $500,000 worth of spices. That's so crazy.
The decreasing our stress. What's
Wow. Want to be like the Joneses. Shalom, K. Judah.
Hey, big salute, Don Yehuda. Big salute, my beloved brother, the Scorn Black Man Podcast. Shabbat shalom.
Man, shalom, man. Before I let y'all brothers go in, man, I just wanted to, they always, and I had this already written down, they always think they missing out on something. You're married, but you tell your family you're going to work. But you tell your work, you call work and tell them that you're calling out. You go to a motel and just relax. How about tell the family, hey, I want to relax. Call in to work, say I ain't coming in. Send the goddamn kids off to somewhere. The husband should be going off the damn work, and then you just relax. They always think they missing out on something. And shalom to the sister Oracle out there. She said that I'm saying a bunch of stuff that's not true, but please tell me anything that I said not true, because what I try to do, and y'all know the Scorn Black Man try to do this, I really give y'all statistics that from sites that I research, and then try to give y'all my opinion, but I will give you my opinion. But hey, social media does lead to obesity, depression, and anxiety. Social media is a high the suicide rate is high because of social media, because of they're not getting the likes, depression, and cyber bullying. They're trading in. They did trade in the fathers for the food stamps. They are trading in husbands and boyfriends from social media. One like isn't good enough. I don't know. Well, I'm not telling the truth yet, but you know what I'm saying. But what y'all think about? Brother K. Judah, what you been thinking about so far? What we've been talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? Episode 28. I don't need you, nigga. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans, basically, aka social media. What you think?
Well,
about
hey, well, you already know I love your platform because you allow people to come up and voice their opinion, whether we agree or not. Is our opinion. A lot of things can be facts. Like I will say this, social media can be used for, like the woman said, she used it for a business. I never had Facebook before Instagram, but I got one to promote my clothing business. I don't use it for no other reason. I only use it to promote my clothing business, whether it's Instagram or Facebook. Other than that, I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram unless I'm uploading my clothes. So it can be used for, things like that. But on the other hand, I don't believe children. I'm talking children who don't understand social media, who don't really understand like the things that go on the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the TikToks, the Snapchats. They shouldn't have no social media in their parents' house.
Right.
I believe the parents should have them focusing on their education. They could be doing other things throughout the day. Have them reading books, have them going to the library, have them in some activities, have them in sports, doing something else instead of just sitting around looking at foolishness all day on these social media platforms. And then you wonder why your 9-year-old baby twerking. Mm-hmm. You wonder why your 12-year-old girl want to do what Cardi B doing, rapping Cardi B lyrics. Children shouldn't be listening to that, and they shouldn't have social media under their parents' roof. That's just my opinion. Once they become of age, like my kids don't have no social media. None. And my oldest is 17. They can't have no social media in my house. My daughter, 15 years old, can't listen to no Cardi B, no Megan Thee Stallion, no Nicki Minaj, and I explained to her why.
Mm-hmm.
What they need that for while they living with me. I teach my kids the law, statutes, and commandments and have their mind focused on important things than worrying about what's going on social media.
Gone.
But that's just me though. Other parents, they just want to push their kids to the side and say, hey man, just go over there and sit down. So what? Get your phone. And they let them be on social media.
Yeah, there'd be so many people doing that too, bro. I mean, it's like ridiculous. Social media in general has become the new parents.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's it. That's it, Don Yehuda. And I agree with everything you were saying, my brother. I'm just being everything you were saying about social media. You hit everything on the head, brother. It's the new parents. Parents don't want to sit down and teach their kids nothing no more. They just push them to the side and let social media be their fathers and mothers.
Social media, the babysitter. You know, social media, the big brother, the big sister. You know, everything. You know, the financial advisor, the life advisor, the coach, this coaching, that coaching. It's really just ridiculous. And like I said, you know what I'm saying. Social media, a lot of, you know, and it affects. I did shows on social media, you know, the effects on social media. I mean, the effects on, you know, I think it was effects on African Americans from social media. I did all kind of damn shows on social media, and it's really, you know what I'm saying. It's really sad because it's been the black love, you know what I'm saying. The black man really been traded in, man. He's been traded in for social media. I mean, you guys in it. Like, you can't go nowhere. Man, these women got their face in that phone 24/7, boy. I've seen the white man, this happened I think it happened in Houston, Texas, or Dallas. It might have been Dallas. Damn, the black woman, she pulled up in the parking lot. I tell this story all the time. And it's a parking lot of a shopping center. And the white guy owned the barber shop, or he owned a bar. He came out, and he didn't want her to park there. She's like, this is a shopping center parking lot, you know. So she had her phone. So he arguing, cussing her out. So she grabbed her phone out like she about to call the police or whatever. And he slapped the phone. And then she swung on him. And he pulled out a gun on her motherfucker. Well, he had a gun already out on her, I think. And slapped her goddamn phone. And she swung on him. Why got the gun? Like, that phone is the boyfriend and everything. But it's only because there's social media on that phone. It ain't about the people who she can actually call and go see face to face. It's about going on these damn apps and getting all this fake love, man. You know what I'm saying? Trade us back in. Trade that social media back in for us. You know, trade it back in. Because, you know, and I don't need shows on how it affect the kids. We already know, like I say, the addiction, this is statistics. The addiction starts early. These young girls get that damn phone and it's over. God, they see mama and damn auntie, big sister, and sometimes grandma too. They in that damn phone all day, all damn night.
But it's the boys too, though, because
yeah, the boys
have
popped up too.
Right, because when you look at the young men on social media, what they doing? They toting their guns.
Guns.
You know, they threaten one another, and then that spilled over into reality. So the social media for the young man is him toting them guns and his rap videos pushing drill music. And then you got the young women. I don't like saying young women. Let me say adult women. They on the OnlyFans and they on Instagram. Now they Instagram models. I thought you had to go through an agency to be a model. Not today.
Right.
All you got to do is have a nice pack of pancakes with a little syrup on there and shake it up and down. And hey, man, here come the men, because the men like what the women like. I learned that from my uncle, man. We used to go to the club and you see a lot of men, they get fresh to death. You know, they clean the car for the weekend when they about to go. Man, all that for the women, man. All that for to impress the women, man. Whatever the women at, that's where the men gonna be at. So the women on OnlyFans, here come the men paying money just to look at a woman across a screen. Can't touch her, can't do nothing, but you paying money to see something on social media. Instagram models, OnlyFans women. That is what is going on. This is not reality. So we have brought ourselves down where we already been brought down very low through captivity and the curses of the Bible. But now we even bringing ourselves down to an even low frequency of stupidity. I see why the Lord say this is stupid people. Say these people stupid. I see why. The men is goofy. The women are goofy. Everybody running around acting like children, and most of these people in their 40s and up, 30s, 25 and up. And they act like children, bro. You take that phone from them, even grown people will go crazy. Take their phone from them.
Exactly.
And I don't want us to lose focus. Episode 28. I don't need you, Nukka. I got Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. Go ahead, brother Don Yehuda.
No, everything that K Judah was bringing is exactly right. I mean, social media right now, it got everybody puffed up. You know what I'm saying? It got everybody feeling like they bigger than self, bigger than everything around them. You know, a lot of this is scriptural too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this was prophesied to happen, and it's going to continue to happen until there's a change spiritually and mentally within the community. When you go to like 2 Timothy chapter 3, and this is going to touch on why they say or think they don't need anybody as long as they got social media. Because remember, it's all about acceptance. It's all about getting that gratification of, do you accept me for who I portray myself to be? Not who I am, but who I portray myself to be to you. Because 9 times out of 10, none of these people are meeting each other face to face or in the presence of one another to really determine the character of the person that you're seeing on the other side of that screen. So when you go to 2 Timothy chapter 3, starting at verse 1, it says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come." So we in perilous times. You know what I'm saying? Because social media is the cancer of the world. So much of cancer, right? Over here in America, we deem ourselves to be the big shit. You know what I'm saying? We the IT. We all down and above and then some. But other countries are censoring what's coming through their social media waves. They're not letting their populace just watch any and everything like you can watch over here in America. You know what I'm saying? This is a lot. This is showing you how puffed up and how haughty we are as a people through social media. And it says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves." This is why they don't need no advice from you. They don't need you, nigga. They don't need you, girlie, because they love themselves. They love themselves so much that they know they could be going down the wrong road to destruction, and they don't care as long as the mass accept them for who they are on social media. We know that, for example, perfect example, we'll take Kim K, right? Kim K got into stardom from a sex tape, right? So now let's fast forward to now near the end of her marriage with Kanye West. There was a perceived another tape that Wack 100 said he had and that he was going to leak it. She was about to lose her brain because she doesn't want her children to see this alleged tape that might be out there. But there was no thought, there was no, thought of what could happen down the road of consequences. Now you got consequences that you owe her, but because of media, and it really wasn't so much social media then, but because it's all tied in because of media, we're not thinking about the consequences of what we're doing. These young ladies that's on the air, that's using their sexuality, not thinking about the consequences of possibly securing a husband down the road, kids possibly seeing that, your character being assassinated. These young men are not thinking about, wanting to be the hardest thing on the block, but you're incriminating yourself through your music, through your imaging, and through the things you're saying on social media. You're not thinking about how the little kids, your little brothers, your little cousins and nephews are looking at your status and, eventually wanting to be you, if not worse, and tearing down the community. We're not thinking about these things because we're puffed up in our own mind to think that we the King Kong of this tower that we're climbing on. Nah, that ain't the case. And this is why a lot of people on social media, they don't want to hear it. Just like when Kevin Samuels was pointing out some of the ills of the community, a lot of women didn't want to hear it because they're puffed up. Just like when he was bringing out a lot of things on men initially, they didn't want to hear it because they puffed up. Charleston White, he brings out a lot of good facts about what's going on in the community. People don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because they got social media. For every righteous, positive thing a brother or sister can say, they got a million other evildoers online that's going to say, man, don't listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna like, you going to say what you got to say, give your vain opinion. I'm going to hit the like button.
That's true, Don Yehuda. That's true, my brother. Big facts. Big facts.
You know, so, I mean, with that being said, I mean, I give a scripture in 1 Corinthians 15:33. It said, be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. And social media is evil communications right now because that's all you see. Just like you mentioned earlier, Zadok, you know, you could just Google certain things and all type of cesspool stuff is coming up. All type of fuckery, all type of, you know what I'm saying, sexual solicitation that you don't even want to see. Your kid could be on Google, like looking for swimwear. Now you seeing, you know, Pornhub XXX.
Yep.
Just pop up.
It just, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You go right on Google and just type in sexy black woman or sexy what kind of woman, and man, she gonna have a cock in every hole in every hand, man. You're like, what the hell? I didn't Google that. I Googled sexy black woman. It's gonna bring some kind of porn. But you brought up a point about how other countries don't, you know, allow certain type of social media to come to their wasn't. Now, this is a true. I was watching last week. China owns TikTok, but China doesn't show. They don't let the TikTok videos that we got over here, all these dumbass challenges they doing every other damn day. They got challenges on, you know, math and science and stuff like that. So they don't even allow what they allow us to see over here in America. They don't allow it to their own people, and they're the ones that they own TikTok. Can't make this shit up, man. We're in the Matrix over here.
It's military warfare. You know what I'm saying? The best way to destroy a nation is from the inside out.
Inside out. They would never let these type of challenges and shit. And they own this shit. So you would think, oh, well, they got the same thing. No, they're not allowing that. That's not even playing to their people over there. That bullshit is played to us. They got shit on TikTok on how to, damn, you know, construct buildings and this mathematic problem, that mathematic problem, this scientific problem. You know, come on, man. You know, y'all know y'all in a bunch. Y'all know we're in a bunch of foolery over here. Episode 28. I don't need you, nigga. I need love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. Go ahead, brother. K. Judah.
I wanted to ask this: the women or the men who saying they don't need the opposite? What they saying it at on social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
This not reality.
Exactly.
This not reality. Every day in our lives, we're not seeing people saying that. That's why I say, man, just like the environment, if you go to a certain environment where the environment is infested with poverty, the people gonna be out of their mind. You take the people out of that environment, they gonna function like a civilized people.
Exactly.
So when I look at social media, I look at this as a cesspool full of foolishness, man. Of people that's out of their mind.
Yeah.
They can't even think straight, bro. Like, I always like to have a balance. That means you would never hear me say the women without saying the brothers. And the reason why, because when you look at the women, meaning our sisters, when you look at the brothers, meaning our brothers, both of them are doing the same thing on social media, dog. It's just one doing it different than what the women doing, but they doing the same foolishness, though. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. Women saying they don't need the man. Oh, man, hey, sisters, hey, don't deal with Negroes no more. You just go over there and get you, you know, somebody of another race. Then you got the brothers saying, man, leave these sisters alone, man. But you can't do that and say that because you got to say for your circumstance, whatever you going through in your life, whatever sister that did you wrong, you don't know every woman. So you can't say the sisters. You got to say the women you dealt with one right. Because there's a lot of good sisters. Or you got to say the brothers you dealt with one right. Because there's a lot of good brothers. So when I be hearing that, I be like, this not reality. All these women on these media platforms, these men, they giving us their opinion on what they think relationships should be for us. How am I listening to you on social media, dog? Come on, man. It's not reality.
It's not, and it's heavy you say that, because the heaviest thing you said was you don't see that in real time in your own community, in the circles that you travel. It's only on social media do you see these people talking like this, man, acting crazy. You know what I'm saying? Giving you their own opinion on what they think. You know what's crazy is social media has created the most philosophers in the last 5 to 10 years, man.
You're not lying. You're not lying, my brother. That's the truth. Everybody got the answer.
Yeah, in their own life, jack the hell up.
Right. Right.
Yeah, when they, you know, it's a lot of, so the reason why, you know what I'm saying, like y'all see it, you know what I'm saying, like that, where, you know, people get on social media, especially, you know what I'm saying, called women that get on there and can be easily influenced because the likes and views. So they automatically associate that with knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Shout out to the brothers of Dark. And it's not that at all. I keep trying to tell you, social media make you antisocial, because when you're so used to hiding behind a screen and a phone and nobody never sees you, nobody can never look in your eyes and tell if you're telling the truth or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You pretend to be this, pretend to be that. And then when you get in person with somebody, you know you're not what you build yourself up to be behind the scenes. So now you're looking at that person and disappoint. Do I see any disappointment in this person's eyes when they see me, when they talk to me face to face? This is why you see all the shit talkers, especially with these women. I got to keep it on topic. I don't need you, nigga. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. This is the reason why a lot of y'all stay on that damn online, because you can talk the most shit you want to talk. You build yourself up to somebody that you're not, and then you build yourself up, and then you get disappointed and mad when we can see the real you, or when we want to see the real you. Quit getting on there trying to front and be somebody that you're not, because really it's a lot of foolishness on there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of beautiful sisters on the outside, but they ugly as fuck on the inside, and nobody want to mess them. There's a lot of you sisters that's all right on the outside, but you're beautiful, you're gorgeous on the inside. But nobody gonna fuck with you because now you're trying to be like the women that's beautiful on the outside, but they ugly on the inside through all this social media, man. You know what I'm saying? The number is strength in numbers. And when they see all them damn likes, you know what I'm saying? They automatically associate that with love too. Oh man, she get a lot of love. He ain't a lot of love. Man, that's just fake love, man. I keep trying to tell y'all, man. The trick bag been in. Y'all been falling for the trick bag, falling for the trick bag, falling for the trick bag. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm gonna say, once again, episode 28, I don't need you, nigga. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all want me to talk about the men, but the show is about the women right now. We getting replaced by social media. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the problems online, it ain't saying, oh, men have the problem with social media. You know what I'm saying? No, it's the women that stand on there all damn day long. It's the women that saying, I'm addicted. I'm addicted. Man, let's catch another.
You know what? I can honestly say, brother, that I do agree with you when it comes to, look, I never liked women that have been loud. I don't like women that dress provocative. I know some men, they see a sister pass by, she dressed a certain type of way, and they be like, woo, woo. I never like women that have the little split all in the clothes and showing the breast side and the butt cheeks out. So the point I'm making is that when you walk up to those type of women, bro, in a certain environment, you're gonna get the loud black woman. You're gonna get the crazy black woman acting a fool. But if you come outside of those environments and you go up to a sister and you be like, how you doing today? Most of the time, they're gonna be, how you doing, brother? So the point I'm making is that this social media stuff is where all the ratchetness is coming from those type of community. They ain't doing nothing else. What else they doing? They ain't working. They ain't got no job. That's why they on social media all day. Man, they have traded in working for PPP loans. Unemployment is about to run out, and they're on social media all day. I'm just keeping it 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the truth.
100.
Now, is that to say? Now, I would never say all black women, but I can't be sitting up here lying, making it look like I don't see black women on social media all day, on Instagram, on TikTok. They was doing a challenge not too long ago with the Gentile man and the black woman. I think what he was calling her the N-word or something.
Mm-hmm.
You see this type of foolishness and ignorance? A lot of our sisters are good, and a lot of our sisters are brainwashed. They brainwashed, man.
Certain spots in Black America. But the time I got to high school,
it's a dog.
since I was a teenager in the 90s.
No, finish what you were saying, K. Judah.
No, I was just saying that a lot of our sisters are handling business. They educated, whether that's of self or from school, and they handling business, and we salute them. But we got a lot of sisters that are ratchet and crazy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the truth. And I advise any brother, man, you better be careful. You better be careful with the type of sister you are attracting, especially on social media. You don't know these women. You sitting up here looking at a woman from across the screen, and then you go DM her, and then you go down there and get robbed, Negro. Use your brain, man. Use your brain.
All right. Let me get this video in real quick.
I started hearing conversations about black men not wanting to commit to black women. And, you know, I think most of you guys heard that around the country in certain spots in Black America. By the time I got to high school, I kind of felt that many black men were using black women, and it was really just, you know, our fault. We were not taking care of black women. We're not marrying black women. We're running from all of our responsibilities. Until I got a little older and understood things for myself. Not only could I feel that that was a sham, but then we started to see that statistics did not prove that black men were just not committed. And I want to prove it. There's a really good website called blackdemographics.com. And if you look at the black population, you will see black men are 2 million less than black women. But guess who has more marriages? Maybe it's better if I let Chess Charday explain exactly what this really means, and then we'll come back and talk more about it.
Okay, so you actually make a great point, because this is actually one of those common misconceptions floating out there as it pertains to the Black community. Currently to date, although there are about 2 million less black men than black women, there are more black men who are married. A higher percentage of black men are married than black women. Again, although there are 2 million less black men, more black men are married. A higher percentage of black men are married within the Black community. So based upon that evidence alone, black men are the ones that are committing the most. So we can't say in one end that, oh, black men don't commit, and look at the marriage rates and see that they're the ones who actually are choosing to get into long-term relationships. Not to mention that it is black women, by and large, who are exiting the relationships or, you know, are filing for divorce. So this is just flat out a misconception.
So there we have it. That is proof, and you've seen it on the screen here with blackdemographics.com, that, hey, black men are committing to black women. So then that must mean something is wrong with the narrative. So then why is something wrong with the narrative? I'm glad you've asked that question, because there are black women still complaining that black men don't qualify as committed individuals in relationships. So what does this mean? This means that either black women are being lied to by certain black men, or they are choosing these particular black men to be in relationships with, and they don't want to own up to the accountability that these black men had these red flags before they met them. Let's look at somebody like India Royale. Now, India Royale, in my honest opinion, I would classify her as a urban socialite. I would classify her as something like an IG model. And there was a particular post on Twitter where you had a brother that says, the girl who F with you when you not where you want to be is the one you spoil. India replies by saying this: do not listen to these jiggas, ladies. This is not what they do. So then a brother says this: just because Dirk lied to the world about being loyal to you, don't mean every man is like that. Speak for yourself. She replies, this is not about loyalty. This is about being broke, getting on, leaving your down chick. Can't relate because I don't F with broke jiggers at all. Thanks for stopping by. So clearly she is distraught for the fact that Dirk said he would be loyal to her, but then Dirk was not loyal to her. And so because Dirk was not loyal to her, she tells these women, because do not listen to these jiggers, ladies, she means black women, this is not.
Let's go ahead and head on to the bathroom and see if simpler is really simpler, and see if simpler can get rid of all this.
Not what they do. But let's look at Little Dirk's history. Little Dirk was in the streets. Not to say that that's the reason why he wasn't faithful, but he was in the streets. Little Dirk had a lot of children by multiple women before you started dealing with him. He raps about a lot of negative things, violence, and not being a nice person. All of those are what we consider to be red flags. But now, because you said you don't F with broke people, although you claim that when he was broke and didn't have anything but 5 kids, you were still with him, you feel like he was going to be different. But in all reality, you knew that this was the kind of person that he was. You're just upset that it didn't turn out in your favor. See, what you thought was that Little Dirk was going to change for you. You thought that you could change him. But as the old adage goes, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So because you decided to get with a guy that is popular, you feel like he has money, and you feel like you're special, and then you feel like you're not special, then you should tell other ladies to do not listen to these guys, ladies. This is not what they do. When you are using your experience based off of just Little Dirk. Now, let me kind of pull this together, if I will, and let's imagine something. Imagine if the tables were reversed and Little Dirk was the one that was saying, do not listen to these ladies, fellas. This is not what they do. Now, how would women take for the fact that a man would say that because his girl cheated on him, all black women will also cheat on you? There is no way in the world that black women would find that to be acceptable. They would want to say you are a misogynist, you hate yourself, you hate your mother. Why are you putting all black women in a box? They would also tell you, why don't you choose better, or why didn't you choose better? Which would be actually a pretty good response, because that person is just talking about something on an individual basis. It doesn't mean that all women would do what happened to him. It just means that in his case, he's unfortunate. That's really what it is. He's unfortunate. Now, sure, women can cheat on you. Sure, women can do some mean things to you. But now it wouldn't be fair for him to take out all his frustration on all women. But here's what a lot of men are finding in America. When men are coming into encounters with different women, what's happening is women are judging them based on what other guys have done. So therefore, the next guy has to pay for what the previous guy did, But at the same time, women do not want you to judge them on what past women have done, while sometimes they are judging you based on what past guys have done for them. And then when you don't want to put up with that sort of ideology or with that sort of behavior, then all of a sudden you're weak because you don't want to put up with that situation. So that then makes you a weak man. This is the behavior that guys are experiencing. This is the behavior that is occurring. And it makes absolutely no sense. India Royale picked a guy that was from the hood with the same values that she has. She has very low values for herself. Therefore, the mate that she has also has very low values for himself, despite the fact that the man has a lot of money. He doesn't have very high permanent interest. Neither does she in relationship building. So she got what she asked for. Now she's blaming other men who have nothing to do with Little Dirk. That is called stereotyping at its best, because you wouldn't want anybody to stereotype black women and all of that.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Man, episode 28. I don't need you, nigga. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. Welcome, Sister the Oracle 007. You better bring them 00. You better bring that 007. You got about how many shots you got in that? No one's in that little shit. That 007. About 2 shots.
Listen.
That James Bond. That James Bond.
You are not making any argument here. I do not understand where you are going with this. My thoughts are, for everything that you have brought up, inclusive of this diatribe that this young man had going on in this video here, is I'm trying to understand why you believe social media is affecting the girls more than it is the boys. Why the women more than the men? Because I'm sitting here and I don't even know if you recently saw this photograph, and I'm pretty sure that you did, with all of those young black men that were out there with their young white dates all going to prom. Did you see that? And they were all lined up outside of some house.
Hey, Oracle,
and
do you
don't
got the
believe
picture
it?
that you can share?
I don't have the picture available, and
Okay.
I do apologize for that. But what I'm saying is, all of this has been nothing from social media, but social media. Do you know what it's like? Even just hearing young black men say of young black women, well, I don't date dark-skinned girls because, you know, they mean and they this. And even recently, some guy showing how God made the dark-skinned woman with very little respect and a whole bunch of violence. Stupid stuff like this that you put on social media. I'm trying to understand how it is affecting the girls more than it is the boys. Why is some girl who does not have any sense of self, because that's what you're saying about women, this is what you're saying about the female. We have no sense of self. We just get out here and we just follow whatever we see our mothers doing. And I'm going to tell you right now, I never saw my mother taking sideways booty shots, you know, pictures and doing stuff like that. My son can tell you that he's never seen me doing anything like this. I have my own mind. This is probably going to wind up being a problem for a lot of men. I am my own self. I see a lot of women who are their own selves. Meanwhile, you all, and I'm not going to say all of you because I can't speak to all of the brothers, but this is what I see a number of you following social media. I've watched how Kevin Samuel's doctrine just kind of leaked even into the Hebrew community somehow, and this became the word of God. He became God. I'm sitting here looking at all of this. I'm going to need you to make this argument that you're trying to give us here. Feed me. Open my mind up to what you're trying to explain here, because it's not working.
It's all right. We're not talking about all women, Sister Oracle, but though, answer this question. Episode 28. I don't need you, nigga. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. Do you not agree? Or what do you think? Do you think that's the topic, that's the title? Because
exactly, but you're not staying on title, but go on.
But do you agree upon the love for the black man? We're not saying all black women, but we're saying the majority, right? And the majority is 51% and more, right?
How do you even know that?
Well,
that's a tight that's a very tight margin, sir. So how do you even know that?
I'm just saying, I'm giving you an example of what the majority would be, but I know it is the majority. I know it's not under, because the statistics.
How do you know that?
All right, well, the statistics shows that y'all damn near double or triple us in numbers, but it's more of us that's married than y'all are married. Why is that? Because we really want, majority of men or black men really do want a black loving wife, and we rather have her here in America because we went through some of the same similar things. But the reason why you see a lot of men that are, you know, I ain't trying to get off topic, but you addressed this earlier, that are leaving. It's not they're getting foreign women. They're getting, most of these men are getting black women that is in other countries. They're not getting black American women because we're Americanized.
That's not, I don't find that to be true. I don't. But go on with your story. I care deeply.
Just to stick with the title, do you not agree with it's more women that social media affects girls and women way more than it affects men? Like how often do you see men with their face in their phone all day long? Or do you see more women in their face? I mean, with their face in their phones all day long? Like you don't see how this.
I see women with their face in the phone, but let me speak to me as an individual woman. When I am on that phone, if I'm not listening to K Judah or I'm hearing something else to educate myself to what's going on, that's one thing. I'm not somebody who's sitting here looking at what you all perceive or proclaim to be an Instagram model, whatever that is. Okay? And I've seen them, men and women. That's not something I normally look for, but would you agree? So let me ask you this question. If there was not a market for men loving to look at what they perceive to be beautiful women, if there were not a market for it because of your eyeballs and your desire for things that are superficial, would it even be there? Sex sells because there's a market for it from you all. Do you not agree to that?
I'm gonna let Don Yehuda answer that. Don Yehuda, you want to answer that?
No. But wait a minute, Don Yehuda. Before that, Don Yehuda, with all due respect, I am asking this question right now to scorn black men, and I'm going to tell him why.
Repeat it to me again.
Due to your superficiality, if there was not a market for the so-called Instagram models and that fine, body yaddy stuff going on here. If there was not a market for the big booties, even when Kim Kardashian and every other white woman went to go get one, because of what black men say they love. Again, superficiality. Would it not be happening?
Well, I would say who is creating this market. So basically,
you are.
No, ho. But that's not true. That's not true, because most of these likes are coming from women more than men. It's not the black man that want a fake BBL. We want our asses real.
Who
Y'all
is
do that
telling
to
you
get attention
this?
from other. Well, not you, but the
Who
women
is
who get these BBLs and get their bodies done, they don't get them done for man. Now what them
Sir,
get done for? They don't get it done for men.
Black women have always had bodies. Always.
Exactly.
To the point that white women have made us feel bad about it. I even heard when you just said you were talking to some sister, why you would have the audacity to run up to some woman and let me know. I don't know how this conversation even began. And she says she doesn't have time for the gym. Why would you have the audacity to tell her she needed to go to the gym? Is this your woman? Is this somebody you're dating or somebody you just couldn't invite to the gym with you? I mean,
no, I
but
mean,
you're talking about black women being bad body.
No, we was having a conversation. Me and her was having a conversation, and she's a younger woman in her 20s, and she was like, "Well, I want to have this done." I said, "Well, you could just go to the gym. It's not a cheat code for everything. Black woman, you just take his here and keep cutting your goddamn self every time. You're 23 years old. Get your ass in the gym. You got 30 minutes a day. You got an hour a day. I know you got more time than that because you stay your ass on that damn phone. Episode 28. I don't need you, nigga." I get love.
Okay, well then with that, I will retract my statement because at that end, I understand what you're saying because I'm sitting here looking at a woman that just returned to work. She's Hispanic, dating this black guy, and she had to go have a tummy tuck. But she says, when I asked her to, and I'm telling you why I asked, it is innate. It just popped out. And I was like, why would you do? And I had to stop myself and say, well, you opted to do this. And she said, well, I was feeling uncomfortable. Why? Why are you feeling uncomfortable if your man is making you feel comfortable?
I mean,
if your man is making you feel comfortable, you should feel comfortable.
I think
Shiro. Hey, Scorn, can I ask Shiro a question?
Go ahead.
Let me ask this, Shiro.
No, listen, do not allow this, Scorn. Do not allow him to ask me a question.
Just listen. Shiro.
Go on with your story. I care deeply.
Is it the fact that he's saying the women, because he's not saying everything that he's saying is not wrong.
I'm sorry. Let's get to the title.
Women. It do have segment of women that think like this title.
I don't need you, Nukka. But he did initially, until I came on, he did not say, I'm not talking about all. Now that I'm here, he clarified.
Sister, I'm not talking about all women, though. We have righteous.
Does that help when we're not talking about all men?
No,
but I'm still trying to understand. And K Judah, I'm not talking to K Judah. Let me repeat this statement. I'm going to repeat this statement.
Me and I have these arguments all the time.
Oh my God.
We have these arguments all the time behind the scenes, bro. So we don't always agree. She'll tell you right now. I don't agree with everything she say. She don't agree with everything I say. I understand where you coming from, Scorn. I know you're not saying all women, but there are women that think like this title. I don't need a man.
I get my love from, that's not why they're thinking like that. What I have often seen, Mr. Know-It-All.
How you know what they think?
I'm a woman.
But that don't mean you know what
we can tell you what we think because we
well, how come well, let me ask you, how do y'all know what all women are thinking?
I never said
if I see women, when I see women, if you don't stop, put him on mute, Scorn. If you don't stop, okay. Don't put yourself on mute. I'm just joking. Listen, I need the argument of how it's more women. Even though you're saying they're getting more likes from women, women are generally always going to do, and I hate to say this, and listen, this hurts me. It burdens me to say this. I have watched the transition of women in the 80s and the 90s, and it seems like you're doing things because some guy said that this is what he liked. Oh, we like big booties. Oh, we need y'all are too masculine. You're this, you're that, you're not like the white girls. And then you turn around and then they mistreat the white girls. And now we got to go overseas. And even when you said the woman didn't have enough time to go to the gym, when I'm saying, well, what else does she do during the course of the day? Does she have children? Does she have a job? What else is she doing during the course of the day? And the only thing that's irritating you is because she's on the phone. And what does this have to do? Is she an Instagram model? Is she somebody who lives off of likes? Social media is even controlling how we obtain jobs now. You have the wrong foolishness out there on your social media page and somebody else knows about it. You more than likely will not even obtain a position. So I'm trying to understand why you think that the love from social media means more. If we're not dealing with a lot of men, more than likely, do you ever think sometimes it's because they're mean or whatever? Social media, I don't even want to say social media is just pushing this. I'm seeing a lot of brothers hurting and taking out women as well. So is that the only thing that's happening? We're just liking what we see on some Instagram model's page? That
Well,
can't
Sister,
be it, Scoring.
well, Sister Orca, you know the woman is the weaker vessel. And I got to put on my proper talk now.
Why are you doing that?
I'm not talking about you, Sister Orca, necessarily, but the woman
Because
is
I
the
will
weaker
find you.
They fall. Y'all are easily falling into trick bags and traps like social media. And I mean, the statistic shows it. We're not saying this is facts because it's our opinion. No, we're saying it's facts because it's the statistics. The statistics shows it. So statistics shows that women fall more into the anxiety, the obesity, and the depression, and also that leads to the suicide because of social media. And we hear women tell you all the time. The black women will tell you, "What's the only woman on earth?" Just like the brother brought out last week. They say, "I'm a queen, I'm a diva," but then call the man a coward, a pussy boy, a fuck boy, you know what I'm saying, and all of the above. What's the only woman that tells the man, "I don't need you. I don't need you." You know what I'm saying? I don't want a man, I don't need a man, I don't need a stepdad for the kids or nothing. And what they do? Got their head right in their phone all day. Likes. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? This nigga like me right here. That nigga like me right there. But he don't like you because you don't know him. He just want to cut you up like some salami. Now, is it all women, all black women? No, it's not all black women because this is not a black or white thing. This is an American, modern, Western woman thing. But though the black and Hispanics women, they take it up real fast. You know what I'm saying? They love that social media. Especially, is there something about it? It's a replacement. And they have really replaced black men with social media. Because, like I said, the statistics showed it, and you know this to be true. We was replaced with food stamps and a welfare check back in the late 60s, early 70s. So now we just replaced with social media. It's fun. You can do TikTok challenges. You know what I'm saying? You post a picture, like the dude said, you post one picture of your face. Then next is your whole body. Then next is a little cleavage. Next, get hair. Then everything, your titties out except for your nipples just cover. And one cheek out, two cheeks out, a string. Hell, you can't even see the string no damn more. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to it. It's levels to it. Levels. And before you know it, they get so comfortable. Now it's just so comfortable to take all these half-naked pictures. Not you, righteous sisters, but it's normal to dress like a harlot and take pictures like a harlot for everybody to like.
You made it marketable. You made that thing marketable. You
it's
did
not
it.
Men,
you
hitting the like buttons. It's more women hitting the like buttons for the women. Hey,
who told you this? Wait a minute. Who told you this? Who told you more women are taking up? And it's not because of the outfit. It's not because we are just liking how these women look. We're not supporting them because they're women. And somewhere in the background, possibly talking to them, like I had to ask a young lady the other day, why, ma'am, are all your clothes so sultry? Do you have any whole uniform? But there's a reason that she could give me in the background with why she became proud of her body after you get despised by certain people for looking a certain way and you start to lose weight and looking good. Things like that are understandable. It's amazing how y'all talking about looking like a harlot, sir. I saw your video. Even when you did that Papa Chulo foolishness. I was sitting up here going, I
I
was
love
thinking
it when
they
they
look
call
like
me
they're
Papa
cussing
Chulo.
him out.
I love it when they call me Papa Chulo.
But
Go
what
ahead.
you actually just mentioned was the Black Hispanic woman, which we are not. It just seems like at every end there's going to be some kind of way to try to disparage the Black woman. I'm going to give you this. You put up the picture or whatever of the white lady up here, but I always know, no matter what, this conversation somehow is going to make a detour down MLK and it's going to come up Bottom House way and it's still going to wind up somehow on the Black woman.
But see, this is the whole thing. The term Black woman, because I used to use that term a lot. I stopped using it probably about a month ago. I'm going to tell you why. Because I made a post about, Black woman, why you want to give affection to the Black man here. And I had a couple women from the islands in Africa correcting me. No, they said, no, you better say American Black woman, because a Black woman over here in our places, they started naming places they had. They said, we still have our feminists. You know what I'm saying? We still want a man. We still, you know what I'm saying? We still love y'all. We still going to, you know what I'm saying, treat y'all with almost respect. We still have our culture, aka culture. That's what it all
Lies. Lies.
No,
and guess what?
They separate
I can remember even seeing most recently a video where you're sitting over here going, we got, Black women don't have time. She don't have no time to go to the beach and go do this. No, because she's sitting here, she's working, she's taking care of your children. You made her out of a slave. And then you sit up here and tell her that she's not submissive enough. She's not doing enough because you watched your mom do it.
Sister Oracle, you just said something that a lot of Black women say, and these are code words. It's just like when the white person say some kind of code word and talk about niggas. You just said y'all always put submissive and slave in the same sentence. Nobody else do that. See, do you see what?
Guess what? No. We're not talking about that. But see, that's what you all made submissive into. When the scriptures say that we ought to wait, no. You gonna let me say this. When the scriptures say, let us submit unto one another, you forget about the fact that you need to submit to me. That means when I'm ready for you to lay down and get that work, that's what I want. That means when I expect you to go outside and change that tire, I'm expecting that work. You don't sit here and tell me to call somebody else. That means when I'm ready.
That's the spirit right there. 1 Corinthians 7 chapter 4 verse. The wife has no power over her own body, but the husband, and likewise, also the husband has no power over his own body, but the wife. So, since I have power, since the man has power over his wife, should his wife be on social media half naked, showing titties, showing ass?
Why is your wife doing that? Why would anyone's wife be doing that? I was a married woman. My husband has since passed away. And for me to be sitting up here getting on social media doing something like that, that means just like what I see normally with unhappy women, even to be at work or anywhere gossiping and doing anything else, you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Something where you are failing at. No woman should feel like she can even come on social media, get halfway undressed, just like what's that African guy that just got taken out by his white girlfriend? He had everything to say about Black women are born shaking their rumps and this, that, and the other thing. But here he is from another quote unquote culture with respectable women. And he's talking about how their white breasts look better than Black breasts. I'm just saying everything derogatory about Black women, but he's from another quote unquote culture. And this girl is sitting up here on OnlyFans or whatever, doing whatever it is that she does. So it doesn't matter. As you guys will allow it for everybody else. But here he has a girlfriend. She's supposed to be respecting him. She's beating his butt on every turn. And then finally, he gets taken out by her from another culture. I guess she didn't feel like she needed him either. And that's permissible. So somewhere he was lacking in his duties. And Don Yehuda, my apologies, because I never did yield the floor.
Oh no, you're good, sis. Welcome to the platform. I didn't get to say that. It's very entertaining to while you're having.
Put K Jude on mute. I'm sorry, guys.
They done turned it up a notch or two, right?
Turned it up, bro. Hey, that's why I went on mute and just let them do their thing, bro. But scorn black man making good points, Shiro making good points, and I know my brother not saying all women because this is an Israelite brother, and I know he wouldn't put all our sisters in the basket. I understand where he coming from, what he say, because look, if you divide us all up into different segments, you got your group that's married, you got your group that's loud and ratchet, you got the Negroes that's out of their mind. So I understand that it's different, stages and levels of how this go. Not all the sisters, not all the brothers, but you have the sisters he talking about, you have the brothers Shiro talking about, and then it's just reality. Social media is a big part of the foolishness. It is.
Right. I think what the dynamic of the sis coming on was really just the exclusion of the men's participation in the dialogue versus just focusing on the women. In which case, I agree with the sister. You know what I'm saying? We hand a foot together in that. But it always makes for an entertaining conversation and show when you can just pinpoint one person or one group of people just to get that response back.
Right.
But see, like
you remember what the scorn you remember what the scorn black man said. This live is called "I Don't Want a Nukka." So he focusing on the sister. So that's what I'm saying. I don't need you. I don't need you, nigga. So I understand where he coming from when he dealing with that dynamic. Maybe another show would be a different dynamic. Maybe another show would be that dynamic. So I understand where he going. He dealing with this dynamic. See what I'm saying?
Right. Because next show is called, the no-fly zone. You know what I'm saying? Murder of black celebrities. And most who wasn't getting killed is mostly niggas. So we're gonna be talking about niggas on live doing this. Hey, nigga, pull up, nigga, blah, 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 blah. So that's a different dynamic of social media for niggas.
Right.
For Negroes, for the black men. But this episode 28, I don't need you, nigga. I get love from Instagram, TikTok.
But I bet y'all still in there liking them. Y'all in there liking them pictures, though.
Not me.
Only fans.
K Judy, you better not.
Said on that,
man, girl, I don't be
most
on no
of these
social
pictures
media
are getting liked by other women.
Hey, Oracle, that's Poppy Chulo at the top.
You know what I'm saying? When I saw that, I looked at that and I was like, these ladies look like they are cussing him out, but it doesn't matter when it's them. It's only when it's us.
Hey, let me ask, scorn black man, if you don't mind, let me ask this.
Okay.
Is it different when it comes from a sister rather than a brother? Oracle, can I ask you that? Is it different if it was a woman up here saying everything that he's saying? But since it's a man, is it different or is it better coming from a woman?
Man, listen.
If you're, are you asking me or him?
You asking me and her?
I'm asking Oracle that when the sister just said that more men are married, that was a sister dealing with that statistic and not a man. So is it different coming from a man, or would you rather hear it from a woman, a black woman?
It doesn't. What I want to hear is that if you're asking me, I want to hear the truth, because at this point, if more black men are married, I want to know who they're married to, because my thoughts are, anytime, since we're wanting to talk about statistics and et cetera, even when you hear in the dating perspective, apps, I don't care what it is you want to hear, you always will hear Well, I just prefer that they're not my race. Why? Why? Do you
Well,
know what it's like to hear black men say that they can't deal with black women? And I'm like, when I hear that, that sounds like a sissy. That sounds like somebody who, I'm sorry, scorned. I probably shouldn't have used that term. That sounds like somebody that just cannot deal with black people at all. And if we're sitting here and we're supposed to be able to understand one another, where we're all coming from, we share the same commonality.
right.
I don't care what race you date. Like, let's say in just dealing with black men who date outside of their race and marry outside of their race. I'm dealing with these men. It's still something about when we all come together and we all start talking. It's like a family reunion. So when I hear that, would you prefer to be married to? Hearing from that young lady, my thoughts are, if you're saying more black men are married, then who are they married to? More than likely, it's probably not black women. I'm seeing
Well,
too many beige children for that.
I saw a statistic
And so
that a statistic that said that more black men was married to black women.
Oh yeah, it's 87%. I'm finna find it right
I
now.
keep
Just so
hearing that, but I don't feel like something's right about that. But then again, there are less of you than there are of us. So that's not something that I've ever necessarily looked into.
But I do
But
agree with
I'm
you,
just
Shiro.
outside of what I see.
But Shiro, I do agree with you when you say you do see a lot of beige babies, and I see that too. But I'm just going off what I've read that it said more black men are with the sisters. I did read that.
it's 80-something%. I'm trying to find a thing, but you know, a lot of those beige kids, you know, man, you know, the black woman, man, saying she want them babies to be pretty. She don't think them babies pretty unless they get light skin with straight hair. Now,
That's
what do y'all
not
say about that?
no. I say nothing to that because my baby is tall, dark chocolate, fine and handsome. Can't keep the women off of him. He's just that. He is like a very nice package. And this is how I would have preferred him. I thought, to me, as a black woman, that was beautiful. I thought that was beautiful, even though his father is lighter than I am. I thought that was beautiful. I think
Yeah,
chocolate children are the most gorgeous. Everything light skin with curly hair and white, I laugh at. I don't necessarily find the most beautiful, and that's just me.
I feel you.
And I'm not talking about light skinned black people. I'm talking about beige people that we're just sitting here trying to act like, oh, this is fine. Like, I look at the DeBarges. I'm sorry. I was in love with James when I was younger, but I'm looking at James now, and them white jeans have definitely taken over. They don't even look like black people who we have black people that grow into their 70s and 80s and they're still walking around looking like Cicely Tyson. I don't see that.
I also look at the fact that we have to look at what society we are in and who have taught us about marriage, from our mothers to our grandmothers to us today. Is this society? Tell us what type of woman to get, tell us how much money you should make. You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is that while we really up here fighting one another on these different dynamics, look at where we live at. We live in America who have the wrong standard of marriage, and we try to follow this man model instead of following the model that the Most High set up, which can be a prosperous marriage. But none of us, I ain't gonna say none of us, but most of our people, they not trying to, follow the model of the Most High. They want to follow the model of this society, which is women, not all, a lot of our sisters, they prefer a man to have a certain type of status. You just heard the young sister.
But that's all women should.
But listen what I'm saying though. The young sister just said, I don't want a broke nigga. But when you really look at it, what is a broke nigga if a man has a good job handling business, but he might not be having the money that Lil Durk have, but he a good brother. He got a nice job. He have everything together, but she don't want him because in her mind he's broke. You see what I'm saying? They get that from this society. A man with a job who making good money, but not money that a woman prefer him to have, he's broke. She call that broke.
Right.
Is she calling that broke? Or
She just said it. She said, I don't
I'm
want a
just
broke
asking.
nigga. A broke nigga is somebody who's probably not a rapper, an athlete, you know, an entertainer, somebody who don't have the big bag, mansion, multiple cars. To women, that's broke. Even though this man got a college degree, he probably an IT or something, making good money, and I don't want
I
him.
can't even believe you just said that. I can't believe you just said that. To women, that's broke. That's not broke. Because to me,
I didn't
if a
say
man
that. She
has a
said
job,
that.
you just said that.
I say she said that.
You said to women, that's broke. You
She
just
just
said that.
said it. She said that's broke. Most women
That's
want
not broke.
a rapper, an entertainer, a ball player, a
And now
movie actor.
that's what she said most women want.
Man, most women today want what she wrote. You tell me. Since you're a woman, you tell me what
Listen,
right now it's
if a man is working and a man is a wise man and a man knows how to control and work on his finances, something in there means that man knows how to save. Something in there means even if he was making $40,000 a year, I'm going to reach through this
So you trying to tell me all women think like you?
You just said women, K Judah. Most women think. So you're telling me, even though I'm a woman, how most women think.
So
And that is not true. Do we all want somebody to take? Do we all want
I
somebody
got a
that takes
shotgun
care of
shot
us?
for her.
Yes.
Y'all hear this, man?
I got a shotgun shot for her, K Judah. She told me on one of the shows, it wasn't one of my shows, it was probably I think it was one of FOP's shows. I said, why won't women like you talk? What did you tell me, Sister Aura? Because you said women like us get drowned. We get drowned out. See, you get drowned out on Instagram.
No, I think you're talking about the other Oracle. You can't be talking about me.
You didn't say that y'all voices get drowned out by these women? How many oracles is there? How many oracles is there?
there is the Oracle with FOPE, and then there is the Oracle 007. I am the Oracle 007, the one and only.
Okay, well, one of the oracles said, well, we do try to but we get drowned out by all these women on these social media platforms. Is that true? Do not the righteous, all the good sisters get drowned out? Because it get drowned out with foolishness, is my whole point, right? Would you say that?
I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
It will probably get drowned out with foolishness, however, because I don't have a dog in that fight. I mean, one, if nothing else, and you've heard my content, you know that I will speak. And unfortunately, it was with such sadness of coming to this community and the truth in the Hebrew community and hearing how the men were telling the women that they weren't anybody. I heard these things with my own ears from the camp. That's the only reason I bothered to open up my mouth. And then when K. Judah decided he was going to get into my stuff, like, you need to do more. Women need to hear more. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm drowned out. I'm just somebody who right now, this may not necessarily be a major concern of the women if they're not a part of this community. But for me, it means a whole lot that when little girls are coming up, or even when I hear the sisters of the CUC or anybody else say that they have their children listening to me, and I try to be very mindful about what I'm saying, it's necessary that these ladies and the young ladies that are coming up hear something positive about how Yah really sees women. So that's the only reason I'm speaking out, and probably the platform, with less than 50 subscribers right now, people are still going to get something. I'm not going to get up there, shake my behind, take naked pictures or anything else, and OnlyFans. So, I mean, for that will probably work for some people. And if you'll notice, it's mainly probably working for famous people.
Okay.
People who already had a platform.
She trying to twist my words up to Scorn. She trying to twist my words up.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody said nothing about you.
I can tell the difference between her and the other orca. Now, the other orca is from what, New Orleans or something? She got the New Orleans, baby accent. You know what I'm saying? But both of y'all do some good shit. Okay, I think I heard both of y'all. But check this out. Hebrews 10th chapter, 35th verse. The Spirit working through you. I was already on this. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which has great recompense of reward. You don't have to cast away your confidence by going on Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans, showing your booty, getting sap shot all over your face for a goddamn little $100 prize. See what I'm saying? We got to stop.
I see what you're saying, but if you have a father in the home, and I wish I could quote from the book of Good Times, and the scripture, whatever scripture it was, when there was that one episode, and all I can remember was Philip Michael Thomas was on it, and James was losing his mind because he did not realize that Thelma in this place had been interviewed as it pertained to the sexuality in the ghetto. Okay? What they found out was that strong father in that home made all the difference with the attitude towards sex in that home. And James Evans being my favorite husband and my favorite father next to my dad, okay, did not realize that he was such a tremendous influence. He knew he was an influence in his children's lives. But that was a powerful episode for me, as many others, because they also brought a lot of statistics in, et cetera. I'm a fan of the show. So,
right.
In the book of James Evans, that was powerful. But these things also have to do with how much of an influence your father is in your life. I can still remember, and I don't know if you all ever saw this, there was a video that had been posted. I don't know if it was YouTube or what. This man found his kids' daughters dancing. They weren't wobbling. They were doing, I guess, shake it till they make it or whatever. All I knew was I saw that man walk up in that room while they were on camera, bouncing it up and down like it was hot. And that man about laid them to rest. And that's that is the book of James Evans. They knew they have no business doing it. And then they were sitting there doing it in secret. But when he found out, that's how you handle that. I don't care what anybody else has to say and crying out, that's abuse. No, that's how that had to be handled. And I can almost assure you it never happened again.
I agree with you
100%. So I'm still looking at that. I'm sorry. Go on. I apologize.
I would say, speaking of James Evans, y'all could go and catch an interview that he did on Vlad TV. I forgot his real name, but he was explaining why they fired him off on Good Times was because he was strong. I mean, he wasn't with portraying black people to be like coons, and he was going against the racism on, like behind the scenes on that show. And they wanted him to do some kind of scene. He was like, no, I'm not gonna show no weak black man. I'm gonna show the strong black father. And they got rid of his ass, on that. But let me play.
His name is John Amos.
Yeah, John
Amos. Yeah, John Amos, thank you. And I'm sorry, Yehuda, you never did speak. I'm still waiting to hear from you. I will be quiet.
I'm gonna let the brother play this video real quick, then I'm gonna chime in after the video.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, this is going to be a young James Earl Jones. This is actually shot in the early 1960s. As you can see, you probably never seen him that.
Oh my God.
His late 50s or early 60s. You know what I'm saying? He was like about in his 30s. He's 91 now. He was like in his early 30s on this right here. Check this out. And this is what he said. And he's with the white woman right now. But check out what he said. The reporter's finna ask him a question, and he's finna break this thing down to you all the way.
Men marry white women because of the nature of black women. I know in some of our earlier conversations you mentioned that the black women you've met have been uptight. What do you mean by that?
Well, I'll answer the one question. What do I mean by uptight? Going toward a more militant attitude about their own identity. And in many ways are way ahead of the black man, because I don't know why, but in many ways are replacing the black man. There's a whole there's almost unfeminine aspect of the black militant woman.
All right. Now, when I first watched this, and this was an old email, man, because I was trying to clean out my inbox, man, because I had I had old emails going all the way back to 2017. Don't judge me. But when I came across this, I'm like, I literally had to email the person who sent me this, like, yo, thank you for this, because this is very telling, man, because this is a young James Earl Jones saying this. This tells me that black women have been drinking the Kool-Aid and they've been buying into this F&S movement for quite some time. Yep. I mean, I just want to go back, because pay attention to what this man said
about their own identity. And in many ways are way ahead of the black man, because I don't know why, but in many ways are replacing the black man.
Bam, there you go. That's the part that hit me. Replacing the black man. Women being unfeminine about their own identity. This isn't just a black issue. Once again, this is a Western issue.
Oh man, what you gotta say about that, brother Daniel Hooter, man? I want you to take this right here first, man. The young James Earl Jones King Joffrey Joffa said way back then. This ties into episode 28. I don't need you, nigga. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. The feminist movement back then is the nigga. We don't replace you. I want to be nigga. I don't listen to nothing you gotta say. I'm gonna be on OnlyFans and TikTok. I'm showing my ass. I'm doing this right here. I'm gonna take 1,000 rods and have a. Now here, I'm gonna put on a rod. I'm gonna have a synthetic dick and slap you across the face with the black man. I'm gonna peg you. I'm gonna take your place. A replacement. Now I'm gonna put on the strap on and peg in your butthole. Y'all go back and watch the episode. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, brother. W, who to go here, man?
Yeah. I mean, when you really listen to what he said in the time frame when he's saying it, it kind of coincides with a report. There's a paper called The Origins of the Female-Headed Black Families. You have other reports like the Moynihan Report, where they actually go and they do detailed research into the black communities and the family structure. And one of the things that was said, I believe it was in the origins of the female-headed black families, is that it says it is clear from the data that 1950 is a watershed year for black families. Thereafter, black female-headed families grow rapidly and blacks become more urbanized than whites. What is strikingly different in 1950 is that blacks overtake whites in their level of urbanization. In 1950, blacks become more urbanized than whites, and they continue to urbanize. Whites de-urbanized after the 70s. Blacks moved to the cities after World War II en masse. And it's after this move that severe family formation problems began to emerge. So if this is back in the 60s, and this report is talking about the emergence of the dominant woman in the Black family structure, then I mean, it kind of coincides, and it's telltale because it shows that we then started to cast off our family structure, morals, and values, and really started adopting this westernized way of life wholeheartedly. And when that happened, when we moved to the urban centers, which is the cities, you know what I'm saying? That's where we started to really see the formation of the family structure, where the women started taking the forefront in a lot of things, like the head of the family, the structure and business, and men started falling off. And we know there's a myriad of things that happen with the men as with the women. You know, drugs hit the communities, men on alcoholism, racism, imprisonment, things of that nature. So we're talking about a whole cultural military attack on the family. But this is around when it happened. So, I mean, we're fast forward to now. Social media is just another branch of this whole hydra that's happening to our Black communities from back then. You know what I'm saying? All it's doing is feeding the beast. All it's doing is really just capitalizing what already was put into place. Social media is the urbanization of the Black man's mind. You know what I'm saying? Books is the suburb, and social media is the urban areas. And we generally go into social media a lot of times to fulfill things that we lack within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's attention, whether that's a need, whether that's a want, you know, whether it's that appreciation, whether it's that self-esteem. A lot of times women, and I'll say women first, you know, with the sexuality, like Oracle said, sexuality has been something that's been selling since the beginning of the time. You know what I'm saying? That's one commodity that has never lacked in profitability. So women are more profitable in the sex market than men. Not saying that there's not a niche for men, but it's not as profitable to promote and put the spotlight on men's sexuality as it is for women. But with that being said, you know, on the flip side, it's more profitable to show the self-destruction of the Black man, whether it be through street life, whether it be through homosexuality and all the above. So we've been urbanized in our mind to really, you know, take on this perceived culture in Western society because we lack a culture. We lack coming back to the scriptures and identifying ourselves with who we are as a people. You know, there's a saying that say, if you don't know who you are, then you're not going to know where you're going to go. And then you're going to be whatever they choose you to be. So at the end of the day, this is what we're dealing with. It's an onion. It's levels. You can't really put a finger on one thing because there's so many different levels you have to attack. And this is why you know, it was immaculate how, you know, they did these things. So immaculate that, you know, it had to be divine intervention that it's all set up like this. Because a person mind, let alone a nigga's mind, ain't that detailed to get this amount of chaos wrapped up on so many levels that it seems like there's no way out of it.
Great point. Great point.
Con, man. This is I can't do this.
That was a great point.
But man, listen, if we was out here talking about men all day, it would be no damn problem.
But that's not true.
But yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, that's not.
Every time we put that 10%
Not true.
light shine on a woman, oh, now y'all just talking all about, this is all about women. No, it's not.
Honey, you don't know anything about Amina Coleman. She'll give you that work. But what I'm going to say is, I'm going to ask this question. Have you all watched that entire video? And I'm not talking about this gentleman's, if you can call him that, commentary. Have you watched that entire video? The entire interview?
Well, if I may jump in real quick, I would just segue with this, sis. I don't know how long you was on the show, but when K Judah first jumped on, one of the things that we did point out is that since the implementation of social media, the explosion of social media, you know, around 2010, 2012, that it's created a lot of self-proclaimed philosophers and think tanks out here. So what he say is going to be true to a certain dynamic of people, but we can't generalize or broaden it because everything is on an individual basis or individual level.
Right.
What happens to you ain't gonna happen to me. What happened to me not gonna happen to K Judah. What K Judah think and what Zadok gonna, subscribe to. So everything is gonna be different. So by him saying what he said with his commentary as far as what James Earl Jones said is going to ring true for some people within our populace, but not with others. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Trust me, I completely understand. I have the ability to actually be able to balance out a number of things. And I don't want you to think that I can't just because you hear me, which of course you asked the sisters to come up to provide some type of balanced view. This is the balanced view on my end.
Yeah, I love it.
But
I love
what,
it, to be honest.
what I had actually asked is,
We love it. We love it.
I know you love it because that's why I came here to give you some fire, some life. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Sister Amina up here too now.
Amina Coleman.
Thank you, my girl. She is my alter ego, and I love her.
Nigga, please.
Shabbat shalom,
Sister Amina,
everybody.
Episode 28. Hey,
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
28. Episode 28.
What's up, Amina?
Episode 28 is on fire.
From Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. Talk about it.
I'm loving this, and Oracle, you doing what you do, fellas, y'all doing what y'all do, everything. But listen, James Earl's perspective on this is I'm not going to take it serious because at the time he was talking, when the feminist movement was engineered right at that time and made, he should have also spoke on where it came from, how it came, and how it affected the black women, in his words, like it did. And for him to use the words that it made us unfeminine and this and that, it might have for some women because some women had to take the driver's seat. You know what I mean? Some of us did have to be tough and be the roles that we, of the man because they were gone. They were
Did
removed out the house.
Did you have to? Now, I want you to tell the reason why the men was gone, though.
Okay.
You said tell the reason why the feminist movement, that was a white woman sent by the white man, but why was the black man out of the household? What caused the black woman to get food stamps and welfare, sister? Talk about it.
Because there was no man there. That's what they need. That was the crux that they put their
man there. Why was that not no man there? Is my point. Is my question. Why was the black man? Because he was there before. Then all of a sudden, abracadabra, he ain't in there. Why?
That's not true. That is not true. That is not true. Black men, since you were there, when you start to do your research and you do find out that many of them were leaving around the 1920s. You ever looked at some of these even black documentaries? I don't understand why you would think the government would want to just give black women children for having babies.
No,
let us think about the fact that we are still black. And what you all forget, and Amina, I'm sorry, I'll turn this back over to you. What you all forget, we are still black. They don't want to give us anything. Right now, the black women, even in the working relationship, because they can trust us to show up and actually do that job, we're going to give more because we want to climb more. We are having to take care of ourselves even now. Are you here paying anything for me? I'm a widow. Do you give to the Oracle 007 Widow Fund? No, you do not.
Sister,
so the Oracle 007 has to get out here and go work. Black women would have preferred to have had their men in the home. You don't just kick men out because the government is giving you a $200 check if the man has the ability to make $1,000. Does that make any sense to you, sir? Does that make any sense to you, sir?
brother, the reason
Does that
I really can't, none of us can really answer what happened and what made made the family structure, the black family structure diminished. But we do know, we do have enough reasons for the answer for that. It's not either one of our fault that happened. They did this to us and we succumb to it. Now we become separated and divided, and all of the shit gets thrown on us. We're the reason y'all left. We're the reason this. We're the reason now we become masculine and all this and that. And that's not true in a whole. I'm not believing them stats because it's their stats. I'm just not. I can't
Can I
take
say
all
this?
that for
and you
granted.
all make yourself a
Can I
hand
say
of
this?
white supremacy, putting the blame on black women. How do you continue to do this? How do
Can
you
I say
make
this?
yourself an arm of
What?
white
Well, that
supremacy?
documentary with James Earl Jones, that documentary that James Earl Jones, we just heard that clip from. That right there was what a white man would agree with. He helped them out a lot with that right there. That probably made, and he's sitting up there next to a white woman saying that about his counterpart by color, us. That
And then
helped them a
hear
lot.
what
That
she
was a really
said.
good push for them. That didn't make
Listen,
sense,
That's
especially
okay,
then.
hold on.
that's why
I
I had to
I agree
ask,
with
did
you,
you
sister.
watch that entire thing? Did you
Yes,
watch
yes
the
I did.
entire
Yes I
thing?
did.
Not
Yes I did.
not this gentleman's
Oh no,
commentary. Not
I
this
didn't
young
watch
man.
James Earl Jones entire was, but I agree with y'all on the point where he didn't say that it came from white supremacy. But that's what we're trying
Right.
to tell y'all. All this comes
No,
from
but
white supremacy. But y'all saying we
brother,
blaming you.
we all know that. We know that. But you don't hear you might hear these black women. Now the type of black woman that you had on there, little Dirk's little chick talking about a broke nigga and all that, that's them kind of women. Those kind of women are going to talk that way. Women of God, godly women are not going to feel that way about nobody having this much money and having this and that to take care of them. That's not what we would be
Give
on.
it to him.
Can I say
Give
And
it
we
to
something?
Be
him.
understand
on
that.
that.
We're not
So
talking about
far
you
as I'm
godly
concerned,
women.
Can I
far as
say
I'm
something?
concerned, they're
But they
outlook and their
outnumber
input on it.
y'all.
Huh?
Can I
They
say something?
outnumber y'all.
Yeah, well, guess what? That's not our fault, and it's not your fault either. But here's the deal: we are the peculiar people. It's going to always be less of us and more of them. So who cares in that world where they at? You know what I mean? And that's idolatry, what they live in. That whole lifestyle, social media, all of that. It caused the disconnect from us to God. Is the biggest thing where it disconnected from. The hell with what it really did to us as people. Look what it did between us and God and the Most High.
Can
And
I
now it got us all
Thank
squabbling
you.
amongst each other, shoving the blame this way and that way. Look what it did to look at that disconnection.
But sister, would you agree? Episode 28. I don't need you, nigga. I get love from Instagram.
Stop the shenanigans. Really?
Hey, can I add something?
This is too
Hey, the
much.
Storm, can I add something? I just wanted to add the fact that when the feminine movements was happening, the Gentile woman was looking for equal rights with her man. The black
Right.
man and the black woman was not at odds at the time of the feminist movement.
Correct.
They gathered some sisters to be a part of it, and that's what caused the problems with the sisters and the brothers. But at first, at the start of the feminist movement, we had no issues. We was together.
Exactly.
We was working together.
Exactly.
So,
We took on their mindset and put it and put it in our livelihoods as black people, which we never had that mindset. That was theirs. And he's sitting up there saying what it's made us out to be or whatever, without including how it came from and why. And how the movement was really, like K. Judah just said, white women. And then they give it to us. You don't need to be in the house. You go to work, put them kids in daycare, all this and that. I was around long enough to see to see the shit fall out. I was around. And I watched it. I watched it fall apart. And it was all behind propaganda and a bunch of misleading
Thank
information and
you.
narratives that were put out there about us that were never true. They were adopted. And now it's stuck. And now look at it. And now you got us divided in
And this is
class. You got
stuck.
those kind of women. You got those kind of women that we heard, like little Dirk's type with that simple mess. And then you got, the other kind of women who are striving to be virtuous and be good and godly or whatever. And now we're all mixed up with each other. Says the
And
world.
those are
Says
not the women
some
they
black
want.
men. Says, you know what I mean? You know,
Now we can't discount that it came by way of white woman, but she had a battery in her back from the alphabet boys who put her in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been the government that has been against us to keep us, downtrodden here in America.
Fact.
Man, this is COINTELPRO at its finest. This is COINTELPRO at its finest. That's
would
what
you say the same thing going on right now, Don Yehuda? Would you say with the same thing going on with the social media?
Oh yeah, definitely. These are they weapons. You know what I'm saying? This is
COINTEL.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't this look familiar? This looks like JFK. This looks like every scandal we've seen in our lifetime. That's what this looks like. And it's all from the inside.
It's
but we catching
social
on the rep.
Yeah. It's
called social
Thank
engineering.
you.
Yep.
So we all saw that too on Netflix.
Everything that's
No, I didn't see it. I watch my kids and I watch around me and I can see the social engineering right in my face every day. I didn't see
and
the
it's actually
documentary
called
yet.
The Social Dilemma. That's the name of it. I don't even know if it's still out there. The Social Dilemma with how they direct things. And I'm sitting here looking at for the influx that you're stating is happening to Black women on social media. You don't think that this is, and I'm going to ask you like you did me, Scorn Black Man, on episode 28. I don't need you, Nukka. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. So I'm going to ask you this. Do you not see the effects of these shenanigans on young Black men from social media? You don't see that? And again, don't forget, if you've seen The Social Dilemma on Netflix, do not hold back the truth. Answer the question, sir.
Yeah. Young men are definitely influenced. You know what I'm saying? These niggas, all they do is get on social media and talk about some pull up and be on their live and somebody pull up and blow their brains out right on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, Snapchat Live, and everything else. I see how they, one nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, they all want to look like each other. Like, so there's no originality no more with the Black man and definitely not with the Black woman anymore, period.
No.
All they want to do is something they see on social media or TV. So yeah, we right on. I mean, you right on track with it. Like Brothers the Doc say, let's listen to knowledge and wisdom and knowledge, or knowledge and what it is. Let's talk knowledge and wisdom radio. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, it's social engineering. You know what I'm saying? The use of centralizing planning to attempt to manage social change and to regulate the future development and behavior of a society. Absolutely true. So yes, it is, and we're going to talk about that next week. You know what I'm saying, with all these celebrities, because that's all stemming from social media. Hey, nigga, pull up. Oh, nigga, know that niggas can feel so comfortable talking shit to each other behind a social media platform. But that's next week.
So maybe that's next week. Are you going to?
I don't need you, nigga. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, OnlyFans. Y'all got to answer that question, ladies. Why y'all don't need us?
We've answered the question. You're not answering the question. You're not making the argument.
I wouldn't even talk like that if I could. You know what I mean? So that right there, that mentality those women have to feel like that, that's because they're worldly. That's because they're in that world. They're in that world of that. Now, what about the men that's hitting them likes up for them to be like that? Who's pumping them up?
Thank you.
It ain't all women pump. Ain't no women getting that. Ain't no women getting that flattery from no women's likes. Ain't no woman, not even a gay woman, is going to be that flattered from no woman hitting that like button.
I done already said that though.
Agreed.
I done already said it's different dynamics. So like for the women you talking about, they on social media. Man, most people that's working every day and handling business, they don't got time to be on social media. So the point I'm making is that the type of people that's going talking about, they on social media. They right there. And like you said, the men who giving the likes, yes, it's the men giving these women the OnlyFans likes, but it's also women giving those likes too, men and women. Our behavior is controlled by Gentiles. Our behavior is controlled by Gentiles. That go for the man and the woman. So you can't just have one without the other, man. Like Don Yehuda say, man, when you look at both parties, our behavior and what we think and what we do on a daily basis, not us who working every day and doing other things, but the people that's on social media, they are controlled by Gentile. They thought process, the way they think, the way what makes them tick, what they watch, what they look for when they're strolling through social media, YouTube or Instagram.
Okay, so how would we know? How would we be able to know what's up with those type of women? Like
you didn't already said it. Those the worldly
I know.
women.
I mean, we don't relate to that. So it's going to be that way in the world. That's how it's going to be. It's full of vain. Come on, finish it for me. I'm getting confused now.
Can I read a scripture that might answer that if I heard it? Can you repeat that question real quick?
Me?
Yes.
Okay. No, what did I say? I said by us not being able to relate to those type of women, how can we answer the question about those kind of women? Those worldly women, and we're not. That's what I said.
Vainglory. They're vainglory.
Yeah, which we shouldn't be a part of or have anything to do with as being Israelites, as being the children of the Most High. So what I'm just saying, what I'm trying to do is put the divide between their world and our world. It's not the same, and it's not meant to be because we're set
Generationally,
apart.
something happened. What happened between the time that we came up to these children now?
Because they not being raised in the admiration of the Lord. They not being raised in the admonition of the Lord. That's the problem.
The television has been babysitting for some time before it became the telephone. I'm going to go back to that. So from the time Sesame Street and all that other stuff came out, and then the telephone came in, something happened. And then we all went off and became arms. Well, I would say some of the men from what I'm seeing, and I'm starting here even with, what's his name, that silly video, because if you watch that entire commentary that was done with James Earl Jones, he really looks stupid to me because of how he's following this woman like a puppy. It's like she's leading the whole thing, but you have to watch this commentary in its entirety. So here he is speaking on why he needs or prefers a white woman in his life, and he didn't remain married to her for even, I don't think, 6 years. And I don't know what happened to the second marriage to a white woman, but if you remember, during that time, they needed to marry white women.
They probably slept with his brothers.
To raise
the social standards. But what happened?
Maya Angelou had 3 white husbands. She never had a black husband in her life.
Oh yeah.
But y'all look at her like she just like.
Let's look at Maya Angelou though. Let's look at Maya Angelou and let us look at. And I'm going to bring this. Let me look at this. I'm going to take this to you as well. And don't say y'all look at her. We're looking at her at her talents. What we are seeing when we look at y'all, when you look at somebody like Jeezy, or I think that's his name, but somebody like Jeezy, whoever she is, she's very basic. And they were just like, oh, this is a total win. Oh, Kanye's with Kim Kardashian. I
can't let you get away with that. I can't let you get away with that.
Get away with it.
I heard what you said.
Wait a minute. And so I'm sitting here. If I'm looking at her, I'm looking at her talent. Y'all are looking at the fact, oh, they married out. They didn't marry black, and they didn't give no black girl their money. And that's okay. Either way, I'm still taking this back to. I could look at Maya Angelou's talent. I didn't even know who she had been married to.
Okay, so when the black man,
he said 3.
So when the black man get with a white woman and he's talented, you don't look at the talent. What you look at?
He's not getting my money because who has the money? That means that I have the money.
But you would give it to Maya Angelou because of her talent, but she was with a white man.
Well, let's ask Maya Angelou if I ever gave her any of my money.
No, I'm just saying.
And she will tell you no.
But you said
either way, I would have still. Well, let's look at her. What I was saying was, let's look at her physically. Is she something that a black man would necessarily want? Has she ever talked about black men coming for her? Because even when you looked at Eartha Kitt, and Eartha Kitt was that same woman to me, she didn't look like she was completely black. However, when you have somebody like a Harry Belafonte who's sleeping with her saying, don't get used to me because I love white women. And that's where he was going to go, even though he's sleeping with her. So what do you have to say about that? And who else heard this same thing was Diane Carroll.
They did a good
As
number.
fabulously classy as Diane Carroll was. And her and that, what's that man? He looked like I don't want to say what he looked like. Sidney Poitier. Same situation.
Well, Sidney was
Same
he's from the
situation.
Bahamas. He's from the Bahamas.
It doesn't matter.
But they got
It does not matter. They would still no, they would still be our people, would they not? That's like saying, oh, we are Sham, but we're going to see things differently because we are not completely African. So you cannot say that. And he's saying the same thing that Harry Belafonte was saying to Eartha Kitt. They love white women. They needed to marry these white women to climb the social thing, but they will sleep with black women.
The same thing the white men do to black women.
So in this same situation, when you're looking at somebody like Maya Angelou, as much as we can want or desire to be with black men, if you all choose white women because you believe it helps you climb the social ladder, this case, for what you just said, Scorn, it takes a lot for black women to go to white men. So that's not true. It
So
takes
why
a lot
Tamron
for a
Hall with a
black
white man?
woman. It takes a lot for her to date outside of her race. Did you
So
all
why
ever
Tamron
consider
Hall
the
with a
fact
white man?
were black men just that easy? Are y'all just that nice and
Why
sweet? No,
Tamron
you're
Hall
not.
with a white man?
We're very
I'm
we're the most
asking you,
desirable
are
men on
y'all
the face
just
of the
nice and
earth.
sweet?
Why
We're the
Are
most
Tamron
y'all
Hall
just
with a
desirable
nice
white
and
men.
man?
sweet? I'm asking y'all, are y'all
Now
just
I'm
nice and
asking you,
sweet?
why Tamron Hall with a white man? Because you
I
just said
asked you first, are y'all just nice and sweet? Is it just that easy? One, you're looking
No,
at
we're the
somebody who
most
looks like, wait a
desirable.
minute, you're
We're
looking
the
at
most
Maya
desirable.
Angelou. Maya Angelou is not lighter skinned, long hair. I've
that
never
don't got
seen
nothing
her
to do
look
with
like
nothing.
that.
She still should have got a black man.
What we're trying to tell
How
you
is she
is that
supposed to get a black man? Does the black man want something that looks like Maya Angelou? Thank you.
Okay. So
It
you
didn't
just
matter how intelligent
no, you
she was,
picking and
but you
choosing.
did want
No,
to.
you picking and
No,
choosing.
but you did want a Tamron Hall. But
How
you
you
don't know
know?
what
How you
happened.
know? How
How do
you know?
y'all know who Tamron Hall dated? Because she's
How you
absolutely
know that
fabulous.
Tamron Hall didn't just wanted the white man? How you know that? How you know she just ain't want to be with a white man?
That's what I'm asking you. Do you know who she dated in her life? Do you know anything else about
I'm
her?
pretty sure she dated some black
But
men,
we
but
know
to
how.
climb that ladder, she with a white man. The same way you just said that black men get with white women to
I
climb
don't
the
think
ladder.
she had to
Tamron
climb a
Hall did the
ladder.
same
I don't
thing
think
then.
Tamara Hall had already been on TV way before she had even married her husband.
It doesn't
So
matter.
what you
Maybe she
talking
got her own
about?
show
No,
now.
no, no,
She
no,
got her
no,
own
no, no,
show
no, no,
now.
no. What you
She got her
talking?
own
What
show
are
now.
you talking
She
about?
have her own show now.
And she was
but it's
going to
level.
get that on that own show.
How you know that?
Because I know, because she's
Yeah,
just that
just like
fabulous.
I
And
know,
she
you
is a
picking
black
and
woman.
choosing. You picking and
How you
choosing.
also know that black men didn't want Maya Angelou? How you know she just didn't want black
But
men?
that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking you. How do you know they did? Since y'all got these questions for me, I'm
Shiro
not gonna sit
picking
here and
and
defend
choosing,
me.
man. Arca picking
No.
and
How do
choosing, man.
y'all know? How do y'all know that they did?
She
Well, the
is
woman
picking
So
and
thought
choosing.
y'all not gonna play this Owaskian mess on me. No,
No,
defend yourself.
Shiro.
How did you
Shiro.
know?
You won't
How
let me
did
get my
you know?
words
Because
out.
they
You trying
like
to
to
muzzle
add
me.
every time it's one question, it's
You trying
another.
to
No,
muzzle
how
me.
did you know
You
that
trying to
they
muzzle
did?
me.
No,
She
I'm
don't want to
returning your
let
question. How do you know that they did?
she don't want to let
because
me talk.
she speaks black power. I know a black man loves a militant black woman. Will you want one, R.K. Judah? Will you want one, Daniel Huda, a militant black woman?
I had a militant mother. No, I don't know. I had a militant mother. No, I don't want no.
Well, I'm talking about militant in this. Well, she wasn't in the truth, but you know, she was pro-black, put it like that, a pro-black militant is what I mean. You know, so she was for people, supposedly, until it came down to that white dingaling and that white money. You know what I'm saying? All white husbands, no black husbands.
I
I'm pretty
believe.
sure a lot of black
So do
guys
you
feel
all ever consider the fact that sometimes the white man, he doesn't have a partner because
Why
they're
you
all
keep
marrying
moving the
all of you?
goalpost, Shiro? No, you be
That's
moving the
what
goalpost.
y'all are doing
No,
because
you
one,
doing
this, listen, we're not even sitting here talking about I don't need you, nigga, episode 28. It keep going someplace else.
Professor
Okay, listen,
Lady,
we're gonna
love
play
you.
this
How you
photo.
doing, my
We're gonna play
sister?
this little video right here, and we're gonna see what this brother got to say. He over there in Brazil, and he gonna say, "No, hey, Brazil has the second highest amount of Negroes, Israelites, outside any country in Africa, more than the United States." But let's see what he got to say. Is it playing? God damn.
Oh, you got to take that muting button off, Scorn.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I'll put my
Okay.
mute button on.
All right.
Energy for another woman. Foreign women do that. They do that on. I'm going to give you 6 things that set foreign women overseas, apart. It sets them apart from women living in the United States of America. Number 1, they drain you before she leaves or you leave, so you don't have enough energy for another woman. Foreign women do that. They do that on automatic. They're going to drain you. Y'all going to keep going until you're done, until you have no energy left or until you have nothing else left in you. That's just how foreign women get down. See, women in the United States, they're entitled. They think, I ain't doing all that. Cool. You don't have to. Move on. Nobody cares. Number 2, competition. Foreign women know they got to compete for your love, your time, and your attention. They know they have to do that. It's on automatic. This lady told me years ago, this older Brazilian lady, she said, we come out the womb competing. She said we come out the womb competing for a man's time, his love, and his attention. That tells you a lot. That tells you a lot. Women in the United States, you think they're doing that? Competition? No, they want men to compete for them. You see, that's the inverse. That's the total opposite. Number 3, you could take them on a cheap date and they cool with it. In the United States of America, it's never enough. You can't take them out for coffee no more. You can't take them out for ice cream. You can't do no picnic. You can't do nothing that they think is cheap. It's cheap because they're going to get offended. They're going to talk bad about you behind your back, all of that terrible stuff. That's why there's no sense in dating. Well, I need to take, again, you get more bang for your buck overseas. Y'all can call them ladies cheap. Y'all can call them dirty for derogatory terms. We telling them what y'all calling them. We passing the word and sending them y'all videos where y'all talking bad about foreign women. We sending them all of the videos so they can see what the women think about them in the United States of America. So that way they can say, yep, we want y'all men even more. So number four, they won't choose social media over you. They just won't. They will not. Like, as soon as you come around, as soon as you headed to town, as soon as you go, they will not choose social media over you. It won't happen. You're the head of everything. You are the front runner of everything in that woman's life. And that's how it should be. She's not addicted to it to that magnitude where she's going to lose you. Not going to happen. But in the United States of America, yeah, right. She's going to be on her phone the whole time y'all around each other. And then even if she's not on the phone the whole time, she's going to be on the phone at least 30% of the time, which is still too high. Number 5, you don't have to worry about that foreign woman being celibate, holding out for you. Are you kidding me? Foreign women get the sex out the way. That's the first thing. Like, if they like you, they getting that out the way. That's not even a question. But hey, women in the United States of America actually holding it out like is a prized possession or is something that benefits you more than it does them. Man, you can miss me with that. But the dudes still dating in America look at it like that. Nah, I don't. Never will. But again, to each his own. We respect y'all for you doing that. This video is for the fellas to know what they expect and to make this comparison so the fellas can understand. The last and final one, Number 6, you can treat her the same way in the beginning, right? Good. You could treat that foreign woman good without it biting you in the butt. You know how in the United States of America, you start treating them good, then they start taking advantage of it, and they start trying to use you. Then it's never good enough because you did this in the beginning. Or nah. There's no measurement. There's no degree to what you're doing in the beginning. Nah, you can keep doing you. You could keep doing the same thing that you did from the first go around, and they can still love it. We dated, and some dudes are married to these foreign women. Some dudes are living over there. Some dudes go back every month. I know dudes that go back to foreign countries twice a month because they're dealing with a woman out there or dating them or married to them. Now, if you pay to get your rocks off and you pay her to leave, cool, that's on you. You got those men even going out of town, but I'm not going to promote it. But they doing them. But those foreign women, you can treat them good in the beginning and good in the middle, depending on what level y'all built. Now, if you paying them to leave, this ain't for you. But if you dating them seriously, or you trying to get married to them, or are married to them, this is for you. So shout out to that last one, number 6. That's for those guys that's really dating or married to them. But those are the 6 things. Those are on my list. And I'm telling you, those are very important for a lot of guys to notice and compare, make the comparative analysis to your dating or what you've experienced with foreign women. And those are just 6. I had about 20 of them.
Yeah, is he done?
He might find another supporting video. Me love you long time.
Hey,
Me love you long time.
I knew that was gonna start up some shit right there. I knew that was gonna start up some shit because but what the brother was saying though, and the sisters over here, they always get mad when brother, them boys ain't.
No, I'm not, brother. That did not make me mad. That made me laugh. I popped off the screen laughing so hard.
Thank you.
I want to apologize if y'all did hear me snorkeling in the background because I was laughing very hard.
Thank you, because all I can hear is "me love you long time."
Now we talked about we talked about how we lost our culture, right? We lost our culture. We have no culture about the moral values. Why not go to a land where our own brothers and sisters are at, and they still got their culture, moral values? The woman still want to treat the man good. The man, most of them sit back. They don't make the money that we make. They sit back. Most of the women, but they work too. But most of the women make most of the money, and they are still submissive to those men. They bring home the money to daddy, but they still submissive to
what
those men.
What do you mean by submissive,
matters,
sir? What do you mean by submissive, sir? What do you mean by submissive, sir?
Well, they still
Mm-hmm.
Number one, the number one that he was talking about. Is that what he's talking about? Number one.
Not masculine. You know what I'm saying? They're not combative. Like he said, when it's time to do the do.
So us voicing our opinion is being combative.
See, you confusing opinions. You confusing
No. Go on. Go on with your story, sir. I can't.
But what did the Most High say? He says sometimes, I'm paraphrasing. He says for a woman to sometimes not. You want to argue with your husband all the time, baby. You can get more honey. Please with honey.
But you're not my husband. I'm here on this panel.
But I'm saying any man. So the black man over here, they complain about black women not being feminist. Black women don't want a real relationship. Black women want to be on social media. So what's wrong with a black man from over here going to get a black woman from another country? The same people, Israelites.
I'm gonna raise my hand. Here.
I seen stuff like, hold on, let me bring it up on the screen. I seen stuff like Dirty Foot. I seen stuff like, and do what the men here. Every time the passport bros hear this, I love you long time for a little bit of dollar. I seen something else.
Me love you long time.
What was it? A cheap date. Shout out to Sister Eve. Ate the fruit of lies. But y'all are still eating the
That's
fruit of
right.
lies. Y'all are still eating the fruit of lies right now.
And so,
Social
but
media.
what gets me is y'all are eating the fruit of lies because you ate it right after her. How silly! Because you believe
Thank
that
you.
these women like you. That's
Why,
what's so
hold on.
funny. And listen,
What
wait.
makes you think-
We are not upset about y'all going over there. We're not upset at all. As a matter of
Both
fact,
are
when you
eating the
go,
fruit of
feel free to
lies.
stay.
Both are eating the fruit of lies. Both parties are eating the fruit of lies of American society. Black men, black women. We are both eating fruit
And
of
black
lies.
men are going beyond American society and
No,
going
you see
to
what
the
I'm
dirty
saying?
foot.
Let
They're
me
going
ask
to the
KJ a
dirty foot
question.
society.
Let me ask KJ a question.
I want to I need to
Can I
speak
ask
on
KJ a
on
question?
the brothers. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me ask KJ a question. KJ, is there anything wrong with a brother or a sister fleeing Babylon, fleeing the Matrix, going to meet up with their people in other countries and get back to, trying to keep the law and commandment, keep the culture? Because over here it's hard. It's difficult because GMOs, steroids. I mean, you just play. See, they don't stay on social media all day in these countries. They got social media, but they don't prioritize it like maybe we do. They don't prioritize a bunch of bullshit like we do. So is it wrong for us to go to these other countries and like, you know what, man, I might want to live here. Well, let me see how the culture is. I can keep my culture here. Oh, the women act like this. Oh, the men are gentlemen, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But it's more easier for us to do it because we're more accepted. Because see, when they see the American black woman, they see, and not talking about you good women, but how y'all are shown on TV. I mean, this is what it is. The twerking. I don't need a man. I don't want a man. So yeah, they'll use you for sexual preference. But when we go to these countries, think about it. Their men make way less. Would you accept that and be submissive? Because they use their women making more money than them, bringing it home, paying the bills, and being submissive, and cooking and cleaning, and getting all the leche out of them. They got no more leche. You heard what he said. They're gonna drain everything out you. So are y'all willing to go over there and accept them? Because they women willing to accept us because we make more money than they men, and we're looking for real love that we can't get in our country. What you got to say about that, K. Judah?
To be fair, my brother, when the brother was talking and him going to them other places, I would have to say that our sisters have faced more hardships than those women in these countries that men saying they are submissive, they holding to their culture. They don't go through what our sisters go through. So it's gonna always be different. But no, I don't have a problem with our brothers or our sisters going to other parts of the world to mingle with their own kind, which is their people, just scattered in different parts of the world. But when it comes to me hearing men saying, well, the women over here are different than the black Americans, every woman that's our people in other parts of the world gonna always be different than our sisters because they don't go through what our sisters go through here in America.
And another thing is, when he made the point number 6 that you can, come over there and just date the women and everything. What type of standard is that? So if that's the same kind of women America has, the ones that you can pay for and trick with. You know what I mean? So if they feel like those women are have a higher standard than we do here, that's not correct. They might have a different ethic, but the standard, no, they don't, because they got hoes and everything just like they got here. That's why these black men can go over there and screw them every 2 months and go back and forth. They're not the only men sleeping with them women.
Not all men are going to mess with prostitutes. I don't know why the black women feel like the black men is, and you got black men that can't leave out the country. I call them plantation bros. They're carrying the same narrative that brothers going out of the country to trick. We can trick right here. Hell, and tricking right here is easy. I don't think nobody going on there to trick. They're going to try to live a better, see stuff, to live a better life and see how people are living. Like the brother said in that video, he said some guys may come over here, may go to these countries and pay for some sex. But he said, not me. He said he's looking for love, a woman. They're looking for, as women on there looking for real love. Hey, they speak English too. English and Spanish is the top 2 languages spoken on the whole earth. So when you go to these countries, it's not necessarily a language barrier. They'll think a lot of them speak English. But hell, you'll see how fast you want to speak Spanish when you dealing with the world over here, and you're like, man, you know what? I can go over there, no GMOs. I can live $250 a month. I'm on the beach, beautiful beach. I'm eating all these fresh fish, fresh dish, fresh vegetables, no GMOs, no steroids. I don't have to deal with as much racism as I deal in Babylon. Shit, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, and it's not all about the poo nanny. You know what I'm saying? It's not all about the poo. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
But Brother Daniel
So
Hooter,
it's
man, you're
all
mighty
about
quiet
the
over there,
punani.
brother. What's going on, Brother Daniel Hooter?
Man, I'm sitting back sipping my tea, listening to y'all conversate.
And laughing.
Yeah,
I just wish that when these people make these videos, they wouldn't use us as the backdraft against us. You know what I mean? Why do we always have to be? Why do we have to always be the opposition? Compared to black women, compared to America, why? Why are we always the topic?
I don't think they purposely do that. They don't purposely do that just to be spiteful. I think that's the foundation that they can compare to, because we all grew up in black households.
Because that's their common, because they're
no,
black too.
what it is,
I can't
is
get down with that.
Videos.
I can't get down with it.
Response videos. They're responding to videos of women and men saying, "Oh man, y'all should be going over there, man. Black women been had their passport. They've been going out the country for years." And don't let me start showing videos of what's going on when they go out.
To expensive, to nice expensive countries like Italy and stuff like that, riding on yachts and things. Y'all keep showing the women.
Y'all
keep showing the We're taking yacht rides and going parasailing. Y'all over here with women's legs up on your shoulder.
Shiro, can I please say this? Do you not remember what Don Yehuda said? Every video that Scorn Black Man then showed, that's that man's perspective, meaning that might not be ours. That's the way he look at it. So when he just told Amina that he's using black women over here, which he grew up around, he have a black mother, he see the sisters over here. I don't think he doing it out of spite, trying to say, man, these sisters over here is this way and the women over here is this way. He just using what he see. Do we agree with it? I just told you I don't agree with him using our sisters over here to the women over there, because our sisters go through much hardship than any other women.
But see, this is the whole thing.
But that's his perspective, though.
But they all do it. There's never a time nobody does it. Even when I'm looking at this picture of episode 28, I don't need you, Nukka. The picture is some white Asian lady. But the conversation again becomes black. But the conversation is always black women. The conversation is always black women. We are behind everything. Y'all can't breathe. Wigs took y'all out of home. It's all kind of stuff. There's always something.
I don't blame my sisters for nothing. I blame both parties.
Most of these videos are response videos.
We are responding, but KJ,
not just black women, but women period, and plantation bros. So these guys are responding. So why are y'all going over there? I'm telling you why.
Listen.
Some guys say, man, I want a better way of living, man. You know what I'm saying? Some guys say, man,
that where is the better way of living? Y'all never show, and I don't want to say that I don't watch all of those videos, so I'm not going to make that statement in its entirety.
It's cheaper and you live better. So would you not want to? All right, so let's take what you're making right now and how you're living right now. Would you not want to live? I think everybody want to live better than what we live in. No matter how good we live in or how bad, we want to live better. We can live better at a cheaper price. And
of course,
y'all keep.
I just want them to do it without generalizing all black women. I just want everybody to stop generalizing all black women. You can go ahead and do it. I wouldn't mind living like that myself, because who doesn't want that way of living, especially it's the way we're supposed to. But can they all do it without
the black woman?
No, I'm just
They
saying,
can't.
can they make these moves without bashing us? Just go ahead and do what you got to do. Can you just
They
not bash
can't do
and
it.
dealing
They
with?
can't do it.
The
They
whole thing. The
can't.
black woman don't want to leave America because she can be what she want to be right here. She
But
don't want to
you
leave.
will
That's
then
those ones.
somewhere
That's those kind.
out of
That's
your
them.
mouth, you have now spoken two different words. You said you see us going on trips, and then you're saying we don't want to go to America. We don't want to leave America. Which one is it? That's not true. We are
So
leaving, and
that's
then
two
you're saying, well, you're
kinds of
going to
people.
black countries. So which one? Which one is it, sir?
Well,
They just need to stop generalizing everything. Just stop clumping everybody up when you
No,
go
but
over
we're
to these
not doing
places.
that. We
Not you
love
guys.
you,
All I
beautiful
see.
sister.
Not you guys. I'm not you guys. I'm talking about these guys that are, because I'm seeing these videos too. I tap into the manosphere just to see how stupid they're talking once in a while, and that is what happens. They go make their way and then say, yeah, because the black women there wasn't them American women, and just start bashing. Like,
Yeah.
why does it have to? You don't see white men going to these places and saying, oh yeah, because our white women, they wasn't. They keep their mouths shut and keep it moving.
Hey, the white man got videos all day, up and down YouTube telling American men, period. So this ain't a black thing. This is American westernized
Well,
way of
what
thinking.
white men are we talking about?
Well,
Because
I mean,
you
white
still
men is
have a
different.
difference of
They see
the
same
kind of
drama.
white men. Is it the white
No,
man that is the well, you can't say yourself black man. Is it the white incel? Because that is the only man I can see. A white man who has his stuff together talking like that doesn't make any sense. The world is his oyster.
But he
I
sees the
don't
way
see it.
Western society has affected the white woman as well. See, he sees that. So no man wants to feel like they're not wanted. No man wants to be hearing about, oh, I don't need you, nigga, blah, blah, blah. No man wants a woman that wants that have to have an eye for everybody. They have to have 1,000 likes. See what I'm saying? So when you, because that's an American westernized way of thinking. So this is what these men are saying. They're not saying, hey, I don't want you black woman because you're black and you're American. They say, listen, baby, you want to, hey, let's get the hell up out of here so we can keep our culture, get our culture back. We can live a better life. No, nigga, I can stay over here. I can be an LGBT. I can be a feminist. I can rule over black men. I can rule over the black household, the churches, and rule over your black ass at the job too, nigga. Ain't nothing you can do.
Listen, that is impossible. That's a complaint. And you'll have to pardon me for saying this, a sorry Negro. This kind of stuff that you're talking about, again, I am another generation. I come from generations, and many of us black women do, where things happen in our family, we take care of stuff. We are Tobit's wife. When he loses his sight, we are there. We are there anyway, but are you all Tobit? Do you come back for your woman after you are escaped from a captivity? No. You're going over here to these countries and talking about us to these women who think that we
But they your
we don't
sisters.
care.
They your
Wait
sisters.
wait a minute. If they were my sister, this is my sister here on the phone, Amita. Okay, that's my sister. We are sitting here in the same tongue telling you something is wrong here, and you're telling me that's my sister, but you're going over there. And don't forget now, I done seen this information, so you can't sit here and just say anything you want to say to us. As a matter of fact, we've all seen it. You're going over there talking about us with them. And you think they don't have social media and they don't know? Are we really that crazy? Do they have cell phones over there in Brazil? Do they have cell phones in the DR?
Of course.
Can you answer that question? Okay, well then guess what they have? And so they're over here. Well, they're talking about the black women. So guess what? We're going to have to be the opposite. And then when she gets your behind, she got that ring, she got that green card.
They already
They're going to sit it, but they're really not, because if they are the Hispanic culture, then they are an extremely jealous woman. And just like that brother that left Atlanta, sold his little barbecue business, he was successful here. He decided, nah, he just got to have one of these women. The Negro didn't make it back alive. So don't sit here and tell me that they're any different. He got set up. They took his stuff from trusting them. Don't tell me this. You're talking to real grown women here. Okay? They're not already different. A woman is a woman.
Period. And the way the guy was expounding on
y'all sisters not agree that America has a way of corrupting men and women and taking culture, goals, and values
Of course we agree on that.
Doesn't everywhere. So if the scriptures say there's nothing new under the sun, the scriptures say there's nothing new under the sun, not in America. It says there's nothing new under the sun. So you're going to tell me there's no corrupt government over there? You're going to tell me nothing is corrupt over there?
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying nothing is corrupt, but we're saying it's more corrupt than Babylon the Great. This is a great whore right here.
And you're going to tell me this is Babylon, right? That's what you're telling me.
Hey,
you can't tell me scorn. You can't tell me that again. I'm raised by a black man and black woman. You to all of us that you're talking to, we grew up in these strong households. We grew up like a K. Judah and his household. Okay, we came from strong households. We are not stupid at all. These are not dumb people. We also raise strong families with husbands and fathers. So you can't sit here and for you to sit up here and say that the stuff that you were complaining about earlier is stuff I would never hear my dad say. Never.
About
I won't even hear my son say it about the women and they're different and blah blah blah. I won't hear this stuff from my dad to my son.
Hey, you got a son that's 17 years old, you say?
My son is in his 30s. Okay, I would never hear him talking like that.
Give him a passport and tell him to go down to Colombia and Brazil.
Why do I have to give him a passport and he can't go do this for himself? He's also seen his mother. He's seen the women around him. He has had to defend the women around him.
Listen,
so what are you talking about, sir?
We can't date our mothers.
Listen, did you hear what I just said? Did you hear what I just said? When I just said that he has defended women around him, do you think I'm talking about me? I'm talking about women in his younger women his age and even younger than that. So I'm not talking about me. And I'm with you that you cannot date your mother. It was the one thing that I was able to take away from Eddie Long until I realized why he was saying, stop making the boys your husband. And then you find out because you want to make him your man.
Right.
So that was the one thing that I could take away when I heard Eddie Long say that. See, I know how to eat the fish. We know how to eat the fish and spit out the bones.
Damn, Eddie Long. I've been saying that.
But he said it before I ever knew what a scorned black man was. I don't even know why you're scorned. I'm trying to understand that too.
America.
Why are you scorned?
Why black?
So, but from what you say, it sounds like it's the black woman.
It's not about y'all, okay? You know what I'm saying? We're scorned.
But y'all make it about us.
Psalms the 79th chapter, the 4th verse. That's why we scorn. That's why the black man is scorned. Psalms the 79th chapter, the 4th verse.
Okay.
Y'all make it about us though. On this YouTube
y'all make
platform.
It about y'all.
No, you made it about us. Because before I ever even came up here, I'm sorry, Amina, was he not talking about the difference between the women? You know he's talking about black women. Are we stupid?
Of course, he was talking about black. He said what he said. No,
he said it with his chest. Okay.
The dude in the video. Well, see, he was comparing African American women to African or Negro or whatever you want to call Israelite Brazilians, because Brazil has a high population, more than the United States. So he was saying he compared for that country. He said, listen, over here, the black women are more sensual, feminine, submissive. They let you know they like you. And he said, one thing he said that for this show, he said they would never put social media before you. Did y'all not hear him say that?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I can hear that all day, but it does not have anything to do with
y'all think
me.
he
And
lying.
if you
Y'all
are
think he
dealing,
lying.
if
But
you're dealing with a
how do we
woman
know
that's
that's the
not
majority?
effeminate,
How do we know that that's
you're
the
dealing with.
majority over there too?
Thank
Anyway, that could be
you.
just
Thank
them couple
you.
of women he met. Just like us women here who don't indulge in social media. It's a wide demographic of us here too. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So none of that
Anytime
shit
I'm
he was
dealing with a
talking about
man,
even matters. None of that made sense to me. What he was
if
talking
I
about.
have to get masculine with a man, then I'm not feeling protected. Then I'm not feeling comfortable. He's
Period.
got me in this place where I don't feel protected. Other than that, you're going to get all the femininity and everything and the support that you need. K Judah, listen, doesn't have to sit here and call us out like who let the dogs out or nothing like that when somebody comes on his channel. No, we automatically turn into the beehive like, you what? But we know how to do this thing in a very feminine way. We're going to give you an opportunity. If you want to come over here on K Juna's channel and act a clown and be a fool, the sisters are over there. We're going to check you. You are going to get checked, and you're going to get checked nice and proper and sweet. If you want to continue with this foolishness, well, now we're going to have to clown you. And the person that we give the opportunity to block you is going to be him. But you don't mess with him. I get to mess with him. We get to mess with him. But you don't get to mess with him. He doesn't need us though, because he's all man. I'm not going to hear. I respect K Judah because what you don't realize.
But
And
he
I
do
don't.
need,
Amina can
the
agree.
strong black women. He do need the strong black women. We need the strong black women for to have our backs. But when we feel like
But guess
when we feel like
what?
the white man got his knee on our neck and you got a foot in our ass, we don't need that part of it.
Yeah, but his
K
knee is on
Judah
our
is
neck
a
too.
strong black
The other
man.
knee is in our neck too. He got his knee in your neck and our
Say
neck.
that, Amina. Say that,
Okay, so
Amina. Say
that's
it.
twofold. That's twofold. And along with his knee in our neck, we still have the courage and strength and everything to be there and be a backbone to y'all regardless. We coming for ours no matter what. No matter
We
what,
have to.
whatever. We coming, and that's just how it is. And in our families, in our relationships, and all that. We don't play. Do they talk about that? Do they go over there and say, yeah, but if you mess with us over there, yeah, them sisters coming for you. They don't tell none of that. They don't talk about our strengths. None of that.
Exactly. They don't
It's
say
straight
none of that.
bashing.
We are. Thank you. We are here. We're not going to let you get away. Let anybody get away with that. And that's a brother, white man, whoever it is. We have y'all's back. But K Judah does not necessarily need us. Just going back to that, he can handle that thing on his own. But we're not going to let you get it because we see ourselves as a family and as a team. Not just but
some
we
righteous
are his
sisters.
sisters.
Y'all some righteous sisters, but we talking about them other scallywags out there. We talking about them scallywags.
But do y'all not see yourselves as scallywags?
Well, with a
Let me
scallywags
ask
need to
you
be
this.
separated from us. When any type of rhetoric is being mentioned in these places, these foreign places, when they go make their videos, can they say, yeah, but there is a remnant of good black women over there in America that are good, strong,
Y'all don't
righteous,
hear it,
and got
though.
your back. Why do scallywags have to get all the coverage? Because it makes it look like it's all of us.
But y'all don't hear that.
It makes it look like it's all of us.
Thank you, Mina.
But y'all block that part out. They do though. But Brothers of Dark, hold on, Brothers of Dark Israel.
That
what's
segment
up,
is probably 2 seconds. That's why we don't even remember when it's said, because
What's happening?
it's not much time spent.
You, can you hear me?
What's going on, Brothers
Yes.
of Dark Israel?
We
Shalom,
can
brother.
hear you.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. What's going on, sis? I've been on here listening, man. As y'all can see, I got one of the wrenches on here, man. And this has been a great show. I'm listening to the sisters on here, man. you know, standing their ground or whatnot, you know, and it is what it is, man. But I've been listening, and you know, we gotta come together, you know, as a people, one mind, one body, right? You know, one spirit, right? And I appreciate you sisters on here, man. You know, but we don't need the, you know, the combativeness part of it, you know, because we speak on these issues on the Scoring Black Man podcast. It is let's see, it's to correct the minds of our sisters that's going off. You understand? Especially in this country, there's a lot of out of orderness. There's a lot of fighting and bucking up against what the Most High wants his daughters to do and to be, right? Is to walk in righteousness. I got a scripture, right? A lot of scripture's been coming out, but I'm gonna hit Titus, right? Because Sister Oracle 007, you consider yourself an aged woman, right?
No, I consider myself a fabulous woman, but not aged. But go
Okay,
on.
all right, I can understand that, but I'm considered aged in the spirit as far as like you got understanding of the scriptures, right? Sister, the other sister, you also.
Amina.
Amina,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Would you consider yourself an aged sister?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to pat myself on the back too much, but I'm yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna get Titus chapter 2, right? I'm gonna start at verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers and not giving it to much wine, teachers of good things. So I'm gonna stop right there. When we see our younger sisters out here in these streets and on this Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all these other various social media platforms, do you correct them?
Yeah, all the time.
All praise.
the time. All the time.
On the
All the
street,
time.
on the street, amongst your nieces and cousins and things like that, would you correct them?
My name is Amina. And yes, I would. I don't have no problem on platforms, on face to face, in my house, my grandkids, my kids, all that. I'm the one who will speak on that, and whether they listen or not. Even my grown counterparts, I let them know that's fine all the time.
Right, that's right, because we're supposed to point things out, you know.
As with my sister, heard the same thing too. We don't play with that stuff.
Right, y'all don't play. You know, no, I'm saying I ain't coming out, but I'm just reading these things because, like, every revolutionary man needs a revolutionary woman, right? These things took place back in the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until this feminist movement came along, right? And the black woman started to stand up, and she pulled her damn pants up and put her boots on, and the black man, you know, whether she was running her mouth, I ain't saying this is all households.
Right.
Earlier. But and like you said earlier too, you witnessed and saw these things happening. You was in that era kind of a little bit, right?
Yeah, yes.
Right. So you saw these things happen. So you saw the voice of the black woman, the voice of the black woman started getting louder and louder. And where did the black man go?
Where he been at? Where has he been?
Hold on, sis. Hold on, Oracle. Hold on for a second. Where did the black man go when the black woman's voice started getting louder and louder in the house?
Jail.
No. So he went to jail with it, and he probably left, right? He went to go whatever it may be, drugs. A lot of
left.
Things
He went with his side chick. He left and went with his side chick. He went to jail, the bars, and the streets. Pretty much.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. So he probably did these things. So on a lot of these things are the black man's fault. A lot of them are the black woman's fault.
A lot. And guess what? I never use that word for us. I don't use fault for either one of us. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
Right. Okay. No. Okay. Not fault. Well. According to the scriptures, there would be fault there because neither one, man or woman, were playing their role according to the scriptures. Right? They may not have known at the time, but the Bible's been true and real from the beginning, and we were to adhere by it or die or not adhering to it. Right? So when I go back to Titus chapter 2 and read verse 4, that they, who is the they? These women, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands. To do what? To love their husbands, to love their children, no matter what. So, you know, I mean, this is what we got.
When you read,
a revolutionary man and a revolutionary woman belong together.
Okay.
woman.
I'm gone here because at this point I'm sitting here asking you. You came on and you said I've been listening, and then you asked if we correct people. You've already heard us say that if you were listening, right?
Yeah, but sis, hold on. Yeah, but
LTKW.
sis, hold on for a second.
LTKW.
Sis,
No,
but
no, no.
sis,
Wait.
no, hold on,
Let
wait,
me
sis.
finish saying this.
No, we're gonna have decorum here and do things decently in order. You know,
But
this is
that's
the
what I'm
problem.
saying. You just
This is
answered.
the
I'm
problem that
asking you a question.
no,
There was a
I'm
break
talking.
here, and I'm
Actually, I'm
asking
bringing,
you. No,
sis,
you
I'm
weren't
bringing
talking
out
at this point
scripture.
when I asked the
You see that? You
question.
see the black woman? This is
You
the
were
problem.
not. You
This is
were
why the
not
black woman
talking
is
when
why
I
the black
asked the.
man is out the house.
Guess what? We could
This
care
is
less.
why
You
the
were
black
not
man is
talking
out
at
the
the
house
time
right
that
here.
I
You
started
can't be
talking, and
quiet.
even this combativeness
You
going
can't be
back and
quiet.
forth with not being quiet while I'm trying to ask this
I
question.
was reading
You
the
are still
scripture.
going back and forth, and that's a very feminine attitude.
I'm a
So I'm
feminine
going
attitude,
to say
but
this
hey,
to
y'all hear
you
this?
right
I'm
now.
reading the
When you said
scripture.
that you were actually
I'm
just
reading the
listening,
scripture.
and we answered your question and told you
Sister
that we've
Amina,
actually
Sister
spoken
Amina,
to
am I
sisters
effeminate
at the
because I'm reading
Amina,
the
hold on
words of
just
God?
Amina. When we sat
See
here and
that?
we
Yeah,
said
sister,
that
hold
we
on.
actually
Y'all
correct
sit back and
these
listen to this
women
sister. Listen.
when we are talking to these women, and you sat here and just asked us, are you correcting them? But
I
what
wasn't
you are
finished talking,
actually
sis.
doing right now, well, I'm going to finish this for you.
No,
What you
hold on. You're
actually
not gonna
went and
finish
you read
anything
that
for me.
particular
Hey,
part.
hey, somebody mute
You
this sister
actually
real
went
quick.
in there and read that part about
This
Titus.
sister out of
But
order,
did
man.
you read the part in Titus where it was
This
actually
is you
saying
out
the
of
same
order.
thing about the men?
Sis, you out of
When the
order,
men
sis.
were also supposed to be teaching
Sis, I kind
how
of low
the
key think
men
you
should be loving
a
their
damn
women.
Asian
Did you
or a
go
white
to
man,
that
man. For real.
particular part?
I think you kind of an
Did you
Asian
go
or
to
white
that
man,
part?
no disrespect. Because you sitting
Well,
here,
then you
you got the
continue
white
to
man
think what
set up
you
in a
think,
satellite in
because
your head
we're
right now.
very
I'm a
clear. We're
brother and you
very
show
clear
no
right now that
disrespect.
I am
I
not
bet
an
you if I
agent.
was, listen, I bet you if I was a white man
Because
sitting
did
up here,
you
you wouldn't
warrant?
say
Guess
nothing.
what? Scorned Black Man has gotten my respect.
You white,
The
I
brother
didn't
over here
disrespect
has
you.
gotten
I
my
was over there
respect.
reading the scripture.
K. Judah has already had my respect.
I'm reading the
And
scripture. I ain't saying
Amina has
nothing.
actually gotten my
I wasn't
respect.
even talking
So
to
when
you. I
there
was
was a
reading the
break in
scripture.
between and I actually asked the question,
Hey
you
man,
got
hey man.
offended and started going back
I
and
got
forth.
offended. How'd I
So
get
where
offended? I'm
did
reading
you
the
go?
scripture. Hey, bro, hey, the panel. Everybody hear you on the panel. I'm reading the scriptures. You cut me
I
off.
also hear me on this panel.
But you acting like you ruling the Scoring Black Man podcast. You on as a guest. And I'm reading the
That's
scripture.
not true. If that was true, I'm sure that Scorned would have actually told me that. He's been very open about whatever it is that he's had to say.
The reason I came on is to bring this spirit out of you right now. You're not understanding that.
Well, you know what? Does it sound like it's working? It really doesn't sound like it's working because I heard you. I actually heard you say that too.
I love all my black women.
I can't say that I feel the same way right now because when you sat there and said you came to bring that spirit out of me, but what you're also not paying attention to is in Titus, when it says the women to teach the women, you actually think that it is your place to correct the women.
AK Judah,
you think it is your place to correct the women.
Here, man, to do this.
You think that it is your place to correct the women. Could please continue to read the rest and all of that scripture where it's saying for men to correct the men.
I wasn't finished reading the scripture. I'm reading.
Then you probably should not have taken a pause now, should you?
What is you talking about? Sis, you just
when you figure it out, when you figure it out, let me know because right now you're out of order. So if you leave the house, that's perfectly fine with us. We can keep the rest of the gentlemen who can be masculine men.
So you don't even know me, and you saying I'm not masculine.
But you didn't know me either. But guess what you just said? You came to bring that spirit out of me because now you're going to exercise a spirit out of me that is not.
Right here, listen, man.
Because you cannot take it.
Can I read verse 5? Can I read verse 5?
Excuse me, panelists, real quick, if I may say.
Go on and read. Please go on and read, which is what I asked you to do.
Let the
order.
No, I asked him to read the scripture.
You out of order all the way, sis.
Down Yehuda trying to talk. Hold up.
Hey, let's remember today is the Sabbath. We have people watching. We want to do everything in decency and order. We want both of y'all to get your points out, scriptures, your opinions, and things of that nature. But please don't overstep one another. You know, allow each other to voice and articulate what it is you're trying to say, so that way the next person can respond accordingly.
All right. Now, with that being said, all praises, brother, because I came on here to pull scripture, right? That's it. And I'm gonna finish reading the scripture in Titus chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 4 again. And it reads, the women may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. Verse 5, the kicker right here. To be discreet. Maybe we need to pull the definition up of discreet. To be discreet, right? Chaste. To be chaste, right? Maybe we need to pull that definition up too. Keepers at home, right? Good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of Yahweh be not blasphemed. You understand that? That's what we doing up here, man. Right? We're not with in this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Pointing out why these black men, why we have platforms, why we got episodes coming at the so-called black woman, because we do come at the so-called black man also too. The Israelite woman and the Israelite man, we one and the same. We came over on the slave ship the same. But then we sitting up here and we got somebody, out of order, man. And this is the problem in America. Got the damn white man satellite set up in your head, man. Like, come on now. We was having a very good discussion. I come on to bring scripture, and all hell start breaking loose, man. Over what? Because what's that saying go in the world? A hit dog holler. I'm pulling out the scripture. Hebrews chapter 4 and 12 say that it's gonna cut both ways, man. It's like a double-edged sword. So ain't no reason to get offended. I love my sisters, and I want to see them. I want to see them change. I want to see them walking in righteousness. I want to see them professing godliness, being holy. Right now, we can have these discussions on these platforms outside of the Bible and come with a street sense. But at the same time, the Bible also say that let all your conversations be in godliness and be in holiness. Right, all your conversations. So if anybody hurt by that, I do sincerely apologize for reading God's words. Not, how the white man say, not. I'm gonna continue reading reading God's words. You know what I'm saying? And I come to bring solutions to the nation of Israel. Period. That's it. And with that, I mute my mic.
All praises to the Most High. Episode 28. I don't need you, nickel. I got Instagram, TikTok, and all that. Man, that was a good and bad turn of events there. But man, sometimes stuff like that got to come out. You know what I'm saying? It was something to be learned in all of that. You know what I mean? It was something to be learned. Topics, words, code words, phrases, all of those things are important to bring out. Go ahead, brother.
Is it done? I know we probably about to start wrapping it up in a minute, but just on the breadth of the topic, I just wanted to bring this out earlier. I didn't get a chance to, but
go ahead, brother.
In the vein of episode 28, I don't need you, nigga. I get love from Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. This is from choosingtherapy.com. It said, what are the negative effects of social media on relationships? Because as we see within the conversation, it kind of regressed, but it was about the interaction of the men and women within our community. How we perceive one another, how we talk about one another, how we uplift or pull down one another within the community. And we use outside forces and other nations of people to utilize these things in order to promote our view of things. So it says, although social media has many positive benefits, it has the potential to wreak havoc on a relationship. Some of the negative effects of social media and relationships include decreased time with a partner, misconnections, jealousy, conflict arising from disagreements or hurt feelings, and negative comparisons. So today, we've discussed all of these topics. We've seen and heard, the effect of these topics due in part to social media. You know what I'm saying? The men that are responding to other men's questions or other women's questions about why are you going to other countries looking for women when you have what you need here. You know what I'm saying? That promotes jealousy. You know what I'm saying? This is a tool that's being utilized, and it's really a juggernaut that's been left unchecked by the system that we're under, the oppressor, the white man and their system, because they don't have to do anything at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the video of the KKK. He said, we don't have to go out and kill Negroes anymore because they do it amongst themselves. So this system is fueled by our interaction with it and the generalization and generational hate that we have for ourselves and one another. And so it says with like decreased partners, social media can impact relationships by decreasing the amount and quality of time spent together. Negative comparisons. Social media makes it much easier for us to negatively compare our relationship to other relationships or our partners to other people. You know, that's what happens when I see there's somebody mute their mic. I hear an echo, if you don't mind. And so you have negative comparisons. It also mentions missing bids, you know what I'm saying, which is the connection of following up with a partner, or even, and when I say partner, they're talking in the sense of just the person that you're in bed with. But I'm talking about on the flip side, this is the people that you grew up with, your nation of people, your community, your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? All of these things play a part in that also. It says jealousy within the relationship or amongst the community. You know, we just touched on that. You know, a lot of things come out of these social media platforms, and it produces jealousy, because a lot of times our people are not in the positions that they deem themselves to be in. And then we see somebody that's portraying the lifestyle or portraying somebody, and then they're using the downtrodden as the catalyst or the catapult to promote that other imagery that they're promoting, which can promote jealousy and anything that promotes hatred. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we could go on and on about the conflict stemming from disagreements or hurt feelings. You know, our sisters are hurt. They're emotionally hurt. You know what I'm saying? And the men are emotionally hurt. See, that's a big thing that a lot of topics don't cover, is that there's emotional hurt on both sides of the field and the gender field within our community that no one wants to really address or acknowledge. We want to point the finger, not realizing we got three fingers pointing back at us. And a lot of times accountability is very low, if there's any at all. So we have to really, I mean, these topics is great topics to talk about. It's great to be able to get the insight from brothers and sisters. And it's great to point out our shortcomings, because if we don't point out these shortcomings, how are we going to overcome? You know what I'm saying? We have to know what it is we're doing wrong in order to correct it and do it right. That's why when you read Psalms 19:7, it says to repent. You know, the law of the Lord converts the soul. You know, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to convert ourselves off of these conversations. We're supposed to hear everything that's said. You know, brothers that's promoting foreign women and the sisters is mad about that. You're supposed to look in the mirror and say, damn, am I contributing to the hatred and the dysfunction within my sisters, within my community? And the sisters, when you hear brothers say that y'all not submissive and y'all unruly and stuff, you got to look in the mirror and be like, damn, am I playing a part in that? You know what I'm saying? And if you are, then you got to be unbiased and honest with yourself. Like the scripture says, self-examine. And that's the only way we're going to be able to change the narrative. The more that we get brothers and sisters that's righteous on these airwaves, showing a righteous lifestyle and overshadowing all of the fuckery and the coonery that's going on, the quicker we can get away from a lot of these narratives that we are talking about today.
Man, this was a great show, and even the end was great, you know what I'm saying? Because it just shows more that it need to be more conversation. You know what I'm saying? The American black man and the American black woman needs to have more conversation. And this is going on in the UK. Hey, UK over there, to my UK watchers, I know this going on, the same thing. Y'all hitting me up behind the scenes. Hey, we got to have, it need to be more talk. Sometimes they're going to get, you know, it may go, you know, a little here, it may go left, may go right. But, you know, as long as we come back together, we keep talking about it, that's all that matters. Conversation has to come about. Has to come about. There's no doubt. But let me get the final thoughts from the sisters, and then I'm going to get the final thoughts from the brothers. Sister Oracle, I guess you could go first, or y'all could go together.
My thoughts on this issue is you can't always look at it as being unruly. It's apparent nobody can say anything. It wasn't about him reading that particular scripture, and they're always reading these scriptures as if you are our husband. And I'm going to say this again. These are things I would never hear my father saying. And he has been a very strong man. He is the one that everybody always has to come to. He is the patriarch, I would consider, of our family. And so being raised by a man like that, I just can't imagine just like even having this back and forth with Sadak. It was absolutely ridiculous. You took a break. I stepped in. I asked a question.
Wow.
At the end of the day, I have to agree with Don Yehuda in this instance, because you're not really looking at it as you're all being agents at this point when you're referring to the rest of us as agents. Okay? If a black woman is out here doing what she has to do, and the black man, I'm sorry, the white society is having to use her in the work world, but they're promoting her to get that money. The dumb thing for black men to have done was, oh, we're going to foreign houses, we're going to white women and blah, 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 instead of going, hey, if they're going to pay you, what we should have all done was stuck together one way or the other, and you have that opportunity to at least build an empire. But instead, you chose to leave. What is that black woman supposed to do at this point? It turns into the situation like whatever it was that I heard TD Jake saying. It burns him up to hearing women talking about this, that, and the other, and having their own thing. If you are a father of daughters, or if you have children, period, what do you expect your daughters to do? To sit here and wait on a husband? And should she treat every man as the scripture that he was reading in Titus? Should every man be treated as your husband? Should we always look at a situation like that when you're having to actually get out here and build? You don't have men marrying. And what you are hearing on social media, which you hope that your children would not get wrapped up in, what you are hearing is a bunch of Samuel, or whatever his name is, Kevin Samuel's doctrine that's already reigning, running, and ruling currently in our Hebrew community. Or Cynthia G, reigning, running, and ruling in all communities. Nobody wants that. The black man is a very much, I would say, needed and loved entity within all of our homes. We're just not going to deal with feminine black men. And we're not going to deal with black men who believe that they can just run all over the face of the earth and go build elsewhere. So, but I have to agree with Sadak. I have to, not Sadak, but I have to agree with Brother Yehuda in this instance. It's a very necessary thing that we do, and also you, Scorn Black Man. We have to have this conversation if we're permitted to do so, and not looked at as being unruly because you have a point of view.
Con, let me pass it over to the other sister. How you say your name again? Sister?
Amina.
Amina.
Uh-huh.
Amina.
Yep.
I got you.
Thank you very much for having me on. Thank you everybody for the build. This was cool. This was good. We definitely now know that the conversation needs to be extended and needs to be taking place quite often amongst ourselves, so we can really know what people's mindset is amongst each other and stuff. I don't want to be looked at as unruly. I seen that somebody in the chat was saying that I'm not getting up there with a bunch of unruly women and everything. If I was unruly, I apologize. I don't feel like I was, outside of just voicing my opinion or whatever.
No, he was talking about me, Amina.
No, it said unruly women, with a bunch of unruly women. That's what it said. So it was over us, I believe he was talking about, but it's okay. Like I said, thank you, brother. I had a blast. I had fun. And Shabbat Shalom, everybody. And thank you once again. Everybody have a blessed, peaceful day. I'm going to sit and wait to see what you guys have to say. Brother Yehuda, thank you very much for that sidebar. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, you're welcome, sis.
To shed more light on the overall situation without no one person or two people getting through all the way under the bus. I appreciate that, brother. And I'm done. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm waiting to see what everybody else got to say. Peace.
Con. Brother Zadok with an S. Brother Zadok. Man, final thoughts, man, on the whole show, on your interaction, everything, man, and so solutions, man. Your final thoughts, man.
Solutions. That's what I'm about. Solutions, man. Let's talk knowledge and wisdom and use knowledge and wisdom. Understand, throughout life, throughout this walk in your faith. You understand? Pinpointing these issues that go on in the Black and brown communities in this polluted land. You know what I'm saying? Some things might come across harsh, but guess what? Our head is like an adamant stone. K. Judah brought that out, man. K. Judah brought that out in the class a little bit ago, right? Our head like an adamant stone, man. And when correction come on some matters, we buck up, and that's why we in captivity today. That's why we right here today getting blasted and oppressed and all these things. And this one to come at not one of these sisters on here. I love my sisters truly. You understand? But but there's order. 1 Corinthians chapter 11. There's the Most High. There's Christ. There's man. There's woman in that order. And I ain't breaking it for nobody. I'm going to follow what the Bible say. Understand that. Guess what? Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 33. I ain't trimming my ways to seek love. Christ wasn't love. We say we gonna be Christ-like. Look, I'm gonna be like the Hamashiach, man. I don't seek love from nobody, right? You know what I'm saying? And if anybody want to be loved and liked and shared across this world, shame on you, man. Because you're supposed to be hated, man. Even by your own people. And it is what it is. That's why there's 2/3 of you Negroes gonna get put to death. We need to come together. I'm coming out trying to bring solutions to our people, not to come at one person's neck, man. I don't do that. I love my sisters up here. I want these sisters to come back. They got great points. The Oracle 007, I like what she was coming out with earlier, but sis, I ain't going to take no offense to nothing you said to me. But that's going to be on you with the hatred in your heart for me. You got to take that up with the Most High. I ain't got no hatred for none of my people, man. No dislike either. I hate the things that happen in our communities, but I don't hate my brothers and sisters. Understand that. And I love this platform, man. The Scoring Black Man podcast.
That's understandable.
Yeah. So once again, I'll extend out that olive branch. I'll give you my apologies if I offended you. If I offended you, Matthew 18 me then. You understand? I'm gonna stand.
There is no hatred. Always understand. I don't get it. I'm gonna say this, and then so that he can close out his show, and then I have to get ready to go to K. Judah's.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is not hatred. Understand, and I'm gonna say this again. The Hebrew point is always going to be fiery. The Black woman and the Black man are both fiery. Get it through. We don't have to hate each other because of that. If I hated stuff like this so much, I wouldn't even be on the Black Man Scorn podcast panel right now, because the title, I already knew where this was going to go. But I came. This brother encouraged me when I was having a hard time, and he didn't even know that, to get back into making more content. And ironically, he said it right after K. Judah. This is not hatred, Sadak. I might not have appreciated it, but hatred is a very strong word. You and I will always have a relationship. If I understand, I've seen you on a number of panels as well. So we are good. Don't look at it as hatred. It was a disagreement. This happens between K. Judah and I quite often. Like when he thinks he's Michael Jackson bad, and I won't give anybody that. That is not hatred.
K. Judah, Michael Jackson bad, man.
If y'all don't stop saying that, you're all going to get it. And I know you do it just to make me upset, but it's not hatred, Sadak. You know your
believe it.
scriptures. You know what you're doing well. There is only love here, but let us have this agreement without saying disagreement without saying it's hatred.
I got you, sis. I got you. I got you. And we, like I said, we appreciate you being on the panel. I'm gonna let Zadok Hilltop 12 Tribes go ahead and get his final thoughts in, or ask any other questions for anybody in the panel. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you too, brother.
Brother
Yes,
Daniel Hula,
much love and appreciation.
Brother Daniel Hula, your final thoughts, brother Daniel Hula.
It's your walk, Don Yehuda Fire Talk Radio Podcast. Definitely go subscribe. And if you ain't subscribed to the Scoring Black Man Podcast, hit that subscribe button and go over to Sadak Israel's Let's Talk Knowledge and Wisdom Podcast. Sis, Oracle 007, if you got a platform, definitely put it in the comment section real quick so everybody that's on here can see it. We're going to try to support one another's brand, one another's platform, and all truth and righteousness. And I just want to say I appreciate all of the dialogue today. I mean, we did kind of get a little sidetracked from the topic, but it was needed. You know what I'm saying? Where there's two or three, then he's in the midst. So this was a conversation that probably needed to be had. I enjoyed, and I have pleasure in you sisters coming in, balancing out the masculine energy with the feminine energy. I hope, like he said earlier, the door is always open. I would love for a lot of these topics, if you sisters are available and any other sisters available, come on. This is an open forum platform. We want the sisters to have a voice. This ain't like the camps where you can't speak. We giving you the platform to come over here and speak. Come over here and voice your opinion. As long as it's in truth and righteousness and it's going to be a solution to community, man, you are all welcome over here.
Thank you very much.
You know, so with that
It
being
was
said,
a pleasure. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for this. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. We're trying to build a online, not just an online, but this is where it's starting an online family to where we see one another, we going to support, we're going to, back each other's points in truth and righteousness, and make sure that this gospel and this food for edification get out to our people, because a lot of us can't hit the street. Not me included. I try to get out there as much as possible with me and Sadat, but for those who ain't, being online is still putting in your brick. You're still building that spiritual tower. You're still converting somebody. The angels rejoice if one person convert. So, let's have these conversations. Let's show these examples, have these imagery. And I'm going to leave on this one scripture right here, Psalm 79:4. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us. So that is what the state of the so-called black man and black woman is today in America. We're derision and a scorn amongst our heathen neighbors and even amongst our righteous and sisters. And so it is our job and duty to try to get brothers to self-examine, sisters to self-examine, and convert their souls to this truth. With that, I say shalom and thank everybody for coming on to the panel today.
Shalom, shalom.
Hey, brother Daniel, was that scoring with an ED? You know what I'm saying?
No, that was just scoring. That was just scoring. SCORN.
Hey, they all been them pale people, and the smart mouth Negroes always ask, why you got the ED on there? Because it don't supposed to have the ED, nigga. It's a Scoring Black Man podcast. You know what I'm saying?
The ED is past tense. We still be in the scoring among them.
We're in the present. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I want to thank the sisters. I want to thank everybody out there in the chat. Brother K. Judah, we finna go over there. Brother K. Judah right now, support him. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Fruits of Lives. Let's see. I want to leave really no. Professor Lady Love. A sower of the seed. That brother, I want you to come on next time. Like you have some stuff to say, come on and bring it on out.
Oracle, where your link at? Oracle, where your link at?
Oracle
I'm
page
sorry,
is
I
Oracle
put
007.
Yeah, and then there's another one, the
drop the link.
Onyx Exposition. I don't know how to either. Please
I don't know how
forgive
to do
me.
that.
And
Just look my name up. 'Cause I
okay,
got a
there's
channel too.
Amina. Look, pull up Amina Coleman's name, her food, everything, her family, beautiful, everything, always delicious looking. And also, I have the Onyx Exposition as well. I just started that on October 1st. So.
Word. So
But
we
the
can
Onyx,
click on the
Onyx
names
has
and get
2
them, right?
X's in it. I'm sorry?
I said, are they under those titles you said, or are they under your actual names? That's in the feed.
In the feed. Mine
They're
is under
under the
entertainment. And hers is what she just told you. The Oracle 007.
yeah, mine is under the Oracle 007. Oracle 007 has to be one word and numbers together. And then Onyx Exposition. The Onyx is spelled with 2 X's on the end.
Okay, okay. Y'all make sure you come back Wednesday night. Watch Queen Naphtali. You're doing a show on controversial and deep biblical breakdown series sponsored by the Scorn Black Man podcast this Wednesday. The differences between the Israelites and the children of Israel. Next Saturday, episode 29 of the Scorn Black Man podcast series. No Fly Zone. The murder of black people in the business, in the entertainment business. We're going to talk about that in future episodes. Pookie and Ray Rays are who American modern women want to choose to be with until it's too late. I know they'll be back for that one. Bad in episode 31. Bad.
Don't make me come back here.
Bad episode 31.
Please come on back.
Hey, episode 31. Bad honeys to Dust
Don't
Bunnies.
you make me come back here.
He said Mad Honeys. What? What is episode 31?
The Dust Bunny.
I can't do this. I cannot do this.
You are not
You're doing this just to irritate me. I can't do this.
Episode 32 will be called The Life of a Doodoo Chaser. Men simping for
oh my God.
So, hey, listen, it's going to be some great
I
episodes.
mean, I can't even laugh at him now. I can't.
There's going to be some great episodes coming. We want to make it fun. We want to make it educational. Invite, share, and tell everybody about the channel and about the series. Once again, and I can always like to end it out with a scripture. My favorite scripture to end it out with, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13 and 14. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment. Every judgment into, he will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So y'all can take from that the good Most High words. Go hit that subscribe button, Scorn Black Man Podcast, Fire Talk Radio. Let's Talk Knowledge and Wisdom Radio, the Oracle 007. Hey, let's do it. We're gonna go to King Judah, supporting the boy King Judah show. Y'all go hit that subscribe button over there. And all to my brothers and sisters, shalom, love, peace, and hair grease. See y'all real soon. Most High bless.
All right, peace and blessings.